Ladies and gentlemen, come on, yes, let's dance. Come on, dance, yeah, come on, dance, yeah. Not in the business, you catching fever. You getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving up away. Yeah, yeah. We coming, yeah. Where's the we coming? As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, stick. Where's the we coming? Yeah, you coming, yeah. We coming. Where's the we coming? Hello. Welcome to Conversation with the General. My name is Munel Kishen, aka the General. Share this video now and like the video. I'm not going to stay too long here. I will just be up here maybe for the next 30 minutes or who knows, 1 hour or 1 hour, 30 minutes or 2 hours based on the conversation. So if I got audio, please let me know if you can hear me. Let me see. I think I got audio. And I hit the button. Okay, you can hear me now. Oh, okay. I miss see something. I think I got audio now. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I got audio now. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Oh,
I'm sorry, I was trying to put this on my shirt and I mistakenly hit this. But anyway, guys, I am sorry. And I got a friend who will always call. Yes, she would say, there's no audio. But thank you, more. I appreciate it. And guys, and today we'll have a good show. And I want to extend a birthday greetings to my son, the little general, Noah Kishen, today making 7 years old. And that's my last now. Don't worry. That's the last. I told the wife already when she tried to get pregnant. I don't know who pregnant her, but that's the last. And also, I watched the Spoon show today, little bit. In fact, I usually watch this show. Even you won't be surprised. I watch my show after. When I leave, when I finish, I watch it to see some of the mistakes and some of the nonsense or some things that were not good. But I don't know if other people watch the show. I think Kev Hassan need to stop watching to rewatch the show because uh, I like the way George Wisner was teaching Hassan. If you on this show, look, I am not the smartest man, but one thing, I'm not a Doris guy. If you want to interview anyone, just for the record, just for learning purposes, if you want to interview anyone, do your research. Know what you're going to talk about. If it will be on the economy, don't just start asking questions. Eh? Don't just ask questions. And I like the way George educated and Hassan when it came to the economy. He tried to make it look as if George Weah came and met Little Penny and there was no way to control it. But say, hey, come on, we run a cash-based budget, not from early whatsoever. That's how Liberia been operating all the time. We generate and we use the money. Liberia, they say paycheck to paycheck. You know how the common man will say we run a paycheck to paycheck. But just how Serenius Cephas or disgrace to this government, Kev Hassan is a disgrace to the Spoon Talk because this guy asks questions that make no sense. No sense. Now, we will be talking about MOU. We will talk about the framework. We will talk about Mr. Cummings' trip to America. We will go through every little thing. But let me start with this. The other day I listened to the Spoon Talk. You know why we call Spoon Talk for? Because Spoon Talk is the biggest talk show. They got the biggest platform. You know why they got the biggest platform? Because they got 3 radio stations. And these radio stations, people glue to them every evening from 6 o'clock or sometimes from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the night. And Liberia, the only country that go to bed. After 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, everybody going to bed. Anybody who watching me right now, people in Liberia sleeping. If anybody watching me from Liberia, those are the guys then who have at least access to little internet, or sometimes we help them to get internet. Now, my people, some of the issues, some of the things that we speak about, it make no sense to us. When I hear people talking, Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings not banned from traveling. Maybe you would think so. Mr. Cummings got a case in court. But traveling out of the country, they never stopped Mr. Cummings. After Mr. Cummings filed the bond, the lawyers never took his passport from him. No. But traveling out of the country, you will be afraid to travel because you don't want to travel, and then they schedule your case. And they never told you when you'll be coming back. Understand? So, because this trip was important, that is why Mr. Cummings went to them and said, listen, I got to go and see my mom. So please grant me some sort of, and do not set up the case. If Mr. Cummings' case was something where he don't need to go to court and only the lawyers can appear, Mr. Cummings don't have to ask them because anytime a schedule is made, the lawyers will appear. But they say Mr. Cummings should appear to every cases unless the judge said don't go this time around. Now, so Mr. Cummings asked for the permission and it was granted. The SG filed a motion that no, they shouldn't allow to go because this SG, I don't know whether he playing this political game for the George Weah government or he's so hateful, he's wicked. So hateful. You got a Liberian citizen, a well-known citizen, or men who have invested in this country, when it comes to cash or whatsoever, will leave Liberia to escape, and never to come back because of a little misdemeanor or case that will even send you to jail for less than a year, or will serve a community service. Because you guys hate this Mr. Cummings, afraid of Mr. Cummings, because everywhere you go is Alexander Cummings, Alexander Cummings. Every newspaper, every talk show will call the name Alexander Cummings. But you say nobody know him. Nobody know Mr. Cummings. Nobody know Mr. Cummings. Then on the Spoon Show, why will you spend 2 hours to find out why they request copy of his passport? Liberian people, those of you that listen to me, please like this video, man. You're 40 watching me, but only 3% like the video. So, Liberians, please open your eyes. These people taking too much advantage on us. The first thing, the court has the right. When they deny you from traveling, what they do? They request for your passport. When they do what? When they deny you from traveling, they ask for your passport. When they grant you, say you can travel, they don't need to ask for copy. That's not their business again. Why they want copy of your stuff? Two, they said, oh, Mr. Cummings got American passport. My people, we and them, the audience and the government and the people on Spoon, who you think smart? Listen, Mr. Cummings has been going to Liberia and coming out of Liberia and going to Liberia. Do you know who Mr. Cummings meet every time he enter Liberia? Immigration. Do you know that immigration receive Mr. Cummings' passport in and out? If Mr. Cummings enter Liberia with an American passport, don't you think the government of Liberia will know by this time they have published it all over the place? Why Liberians should waste their time on the nonsense? To listen to Keith Hassan and other people think that Mr. Cummings is an American citizen, so he got American passport. My people, don't listen. They sure they got nothing to do. They have nothing. They call and the Cummings lawyer to explain. Then the Solicitor General came up, and then Solicitor General acting like a little boy. Okay, you making big mouth here, and other people behind the scene begging. Why should Mr. Cummings beg to leave his country? Eh? We all know that it's clear. You will hear no politician name, you will hear no other name in the media but Alexander Cummings. You know why? Because they are afraid Alexander Cummings will defeat President We Are one-on-one any day. I'm not speaking for no other politician yet. I'm not talking about the Boaka, the Kiaser, the whosoever. And listen, as far as concerned, you can call me any names. I am the honor dog. The men are down fear no fall. Right now, I fear no fall. You the one got the numbers worry. You the one in power worry about your position. For me, I'm moving. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. The only people I'm depending on is the people of Liberia. Only the people of Liberia will tell us whether they need our service or not. Not one lay individual. And you guys continue to live in the 2017. You can remain stuck in 2017 because that time machine, not going back. We're moving forward. We're moving forward. Maybe some of you guys don't know the history of Liberia. Y'all don't know numbers. You know, it's so sad because of the way we behave. We're so sad because of the way our former politicians, our corrupt politicians, been treating Liberians. So we don't read, we don't do our research, we just listen to them and follow them. Common sense, my people. Common sense. How will, oh, Mr. Cummings got American passport? You don't think if Mr. Cummings had American passport long time the government know? When you enter the country, you go through immigration. If how you think the New Henry Costa use laissez-passer? But we spending time on the Spoon TV, the biggest TV station, the biggest platform. that got 3 radio stations broadcasting to Liberia, giving the Liberian people false information, wasting time on copy of Mr. Cummings' document. Where, which part of the Constitution? You don't even know the Constitution. You don't know what grant the man. You don't even know what the right of the citizen in the Constitution of Liberia. Eh? You guys should do your homework. The court has the right to stop you. The Solicitor General or any lawyer or government lawyer can make a motion say, listen, this man, he's on traveling, he's on flight risks, and we do not allow the guy to leave this country. That's a right. But once the judge says you can leave, there is nothing there again that you must ask for his passport to say, okay, Noah, and tell him to give me copy, photocopy of his passport. What kind of nonsense is that? Is that the issue that will take Liberia forward? Eh? You got so many Liberians working in this George Weah government who are American citizens. The minister of what? The minister of gender, Pisota, an American citizen, use American passport. Eh? We got so many. Funati Kofa, American citizen. He's a legislator today. Representative. You got so many, even including President George Weah. He is. Maybe he gave it yesterday. And let me ask you something. Some of us, we don't give a damn. President Weah carries or French nationality when he was playing football in France. He still got it on some of his document. And let me tell you some Liberians. Can you go to immigration in America or Social Security and whatsoever and request for my information and they give it to you? Do you think that you will go to the passport area or you go to the foreign secretary, the foreign ministry, and they tell you, oh yes, I will give you the information for John Brown? If I go to that place and ask him, and George Manuel Weah, he's a citizen of America, nobody going to tell me. Nobody will listen to me. But Liberians are the only people. We got more professors and less students. We got lawyers, but they don't go to court. They just love lies. Liberians love lies. Oh, they love to lie too much. That is why the government knows that, because we love to listen to lies. That is why they lie to us. Let me give you one example. The government of Liberia said because of Mali, because there's a sanction on Mali, that is why Air France is not going to Liberia. Is that what Air France said on the paper, on the thing? Listen, the Minister of Transport said because of the Mali sanction, so Air France will not come to Liberia. But guess what? Air France go to France and to Ivory Coast. Air France go to Ivory Coast all the time. I can walk from Ivory Coast to Liberia. I know some people asking how you walk from Ivory Coast to Liberia. I know it sounds funny to some people. I can walk from Ivory Coast to Liberia. If you're on this side of Ivory Coast, the other side of Liberia, you can walk and cross the bridge in Danale area. That you just walk and cross the bridge at Liberia. So when I say I can walk from Ivory Coast to Liberia, that means we sharing border. So I don't want nobody to get confused. Don't get confused. Now, they go to Senegal too. They can go to Senegal. They go to Ivory Coast, but they're not coming to Liberia. But our information, our transport minister said because of the session in Malay, that's why Air France is not coming to Liberia. What you got to lie for? We all know our airstrip is the worst. That damn thing was built in 1964. Who built it? The American. I don't know whether we have fixed it or whether we built a brand new terminal, but we forget about the airstrip. No security. We still using generator at the airport. Generator that even if it's on and you got enough gas and anything goes wrong, when the plane coming down and someone just go boop, and cut it off, bam, it's done. Why, my people? Then you're telling us that Liberia is good. Then you're telling us that Liberia is fine. You understand? Because the government lied. They lie so much until they lying on opposition now. And it's so bad. You have opposition, ruling party, fighting another opposition. Listen, maybe you get it yet. You got opposition. You have an opposition. You got a ruling party fighting another opposition. Because the other opposition, that's the one they're afraid of. That the men are behind me. Yeah, this guy. Let me test you. You see the guy? Yeah, this guy. Okay. I don't know. I get it. Okay, this guy. That's the guy there. You know why they're fighting him? Because this guy have changed the narrative in Liberia. This man have changed the way politics supposed to be. But it will be a hard thing to change because the system is rotting. The system is rotting so badly until even the people themselves are rotting. So to educate the people is not an easy thing. With the poverty, the hardship, how will you educate a man who cannot eat? How can you tell a man the truth when his stomach is empty? How can you go and educate a Liberian or children or people who sitting can't even afford food to eat right now? All that thing you're talking about, go so and come this way. That is why sometimes I tell people, don't blame these people that had the system was working, that had everything was going. This election coming, some people just keeping their money to spend. The government of Liberia put money in your budget. The money that in your budget, our own money, they will use it on the election. And guess what? This election is in your hands, my people. If you're in America, you listen to me. If you're in Liberia, you listen to me. What you can do in America, if you cannot go to Liberia, support something financially, your dollar, your $10, your $100, your $200, whoever you're supporting, help them to give the message. It's not an easy thing. You will drive from place to place. The government is not even allowing us to use radio station. They're not giving us frequency. But other people got frequency all over the place. So the only thing that we got to do is to knock on doors. And we will knock from door to door, from door to door. We're not giving up. Listen, politics is not religion. We can't give up. When you come to America, St. John 3:16, St. John 3:16. You go to Liberia, St. John 3:16. But in politics, if you come this time, it will be good. The next government will make it worse. You know what I'm saying? Ellen Johnson government, you never one day heard that Ellen Johnson went after George Weah. But this government is going after everybody, and we're taking notes. And guess what? What they don't know, for every time they do these things, is on social media. Now they're suppressing Mr. Cummings. They were suppressing Mr. Cummings not to leave. Then you expect business people to be free and come in the country? You expect things to happen. Do you people think Mr. Cummings is just a common man? Or because Mr. Cummings he's so short, he walked by himself? You think in your mind. Do you know how many Liberians supporting Mr. Cummings? Do you know how many Liberians in Liberia supporting Mr. Cummings? You guys continue to live on the other side and we will be on the... But listen, 2023, not going forward. It's just sitting, waiting for us. We don't want going there. 18 months to election. Almost the same time when Mr. Cummings came into politics. You know what I'm saying, my people? So, I will play you guys a short little tip to show you of voting 2017. How Liberians behave. And I don't blame these people because they believe that at the time George Weah was the guy. So I will just show you a little 2 minutes clip and see how Liberians on that day. It's just a reminder for you. So just watch this tip.
After weeks of rainfall, Monrovians awoke to sunny skies on election day. Lines at polling stations are long. With the country's economy in dire straits and an 80% jobless rate amongst youth, people say they're ready for change. One candidate has emerged as a surprising front-runner over the last few weeks. Alexander Cummings, a political newcomer, is a former top manager at Coca-Cola.
We can and will grow the economy, we'll create jobs, we'll work on and fix infrastructure in Liberia, and we can change our country. We deserve a better Liberia, and that's what we're committing to doing for our people.
The campaign has been marked by frequent personal verbal attacks among the 20 candidates. Some election observers have expressed concern that tension could escalate. It's been 13 years since the end of Liberia's civil war that claimed more than 250,000 lives, and the country is still struggling to recover. But while emotions at the polls remain high, most voters seem optimistic that the election results will be recognized by everyone.
We're tired of fighting for now. We want to live peaceful in our country.
I want to urge the youth that if anything goes wrong, we should accept the result.
Election observers say they're satisfied with the voting process. The European Union has sent more than 80 of its staff to monitor proceedings. None of them has registered any grave voting irregularities so far.
We have had some concern about the fact that all the districts will be covered, because we have had some concerns about the rainy period, if it's possible to have all the materials in all the different polling stations. And for the moment, we have the information that everything went right.
Power outages haven't stopped Liberians from lining up at the polls either. Today's their day, that's the word on the street. And since it looks like a close race, they're convinced every vote counts.
Okay, now I just show you this clip to take your mind back. And then George Weah was not president, but people had the will to vote. Most of the young people would have voted for George Weah. They saw George Weah as the hero. Why would you want to blame them? They had other people that who voted for Mr. Cummings. They had other people that who voted for this other person. But you listen to Cummings. What he said in 2017, he's still saying it today. Where is Medela Cooper? Where is Mill Jones? Where is Dr. Kier? Where is do all the other former stand-up bearers like Dew Mills and Dew Mason, Jonathan Milson, all the guys, 22 candidates, they all gone. They out. They left after the election. They gone. That is how Liberia run election. Then you will see them back in 2022. But most of them might not come back this time. This time around, Mr. Cummings was the new guy. Out of 22, he came fifth. He came fifth in 5 counties out of 15 counties. That's a very good result. 22 students in a class. You took 5th place. You think that's small thing? Or new men too. Or new men. Defeated Liberty Party in Montserrado. The Liberty Party was already there 13 years before Mr. Cummings came in. So Monrovia, let me tell you, 18 months, ANC came and third in Montserrado. In 18 months, you're listening to this. Montserrado is not the biggest county in Liberia, but Montserrado is the most populated county in Liberia. ANC took 3rd place in Montserrado. If you don't know it, go on the NEC website. Don't think I don't. Imagine in 18 months, they came 3rd. In 5 years, what you expect? That's your question. That's your business. So sit down home and say that you will win election this time by you sitting and fold your hand. If Mr. Cummings' hands were like this, he mouth like this, and coming by this time, then you got a chance. But Mr. Cummings have gone back, reintroduced himself. Everybody know who is Cummings. Everybody get to know who Mr. Cummings is. That is why today everybody say Cummings, 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 Cummings. Cummings this, Cummings that. Cummings this, Cummings that. Yes, I agree. Some of us got a lot more than Mr. Cummings, but everybody got a style of doing things. Everybody got a style. Some people want from Mr. Cummings to punch so hard, but it's not an easy thing. He's have a style of doing things. You know what I'm saying? So you continue to do your part. I will do my part. The only way President Weah will win election in Liberia until we do not campaign. And Liberians are not stupid people. Liberians will always give you first choice, first chance. They will give you that opportunity when you do not deliver. Liberian men done with you. Let me give you example. Congo woman born, Congo woman born road, native woman born soldier. When they got ready, they were fed up. They say, "Monkey calm down, Tio, Tio." They said, "Doma, calm down." When they got ready for Charleston, they say, "You came, mama, you came, papa. I will vote for you." They got ready. They say, "Papa must go, Papa must go." That is same Liberian people. You know, when the masses, be careful of the masses. When the masses are ready, when you remove the M, it's what? Asses. Good. So, if you think that Liberians are people who patient enough and they will continue to take mess from you, Liberians are changing every day. Imagine the children who were 14 years old in 2017. What the age now? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Someone will be 20. So imagine 13 years old in 2017 that they had a hope and believe in George Weah. And guess what? That 13 years old child was going to school. You know, I'm surprised today. I see young children graduating from high school in Liberia. Young children graduating now from high school in Liberia. But they're not Zogos. The Zogos are going away. Right now, Liberia is like this. You have the dirty water in a tube, and the clean water coming out. Gradually, that clean water pushing out the dirty water. So 80% of the youth were beyond George Weah. But I will tell you, if you compare the youth and now, you cannot tell me that all the youth are just stupid. No, no, no. They got Zogos, they got the intelligent ones, they got the smart ones, they got the one who want to learn. They got the other ones there who in university that they ain't go nowhere, but they think that they're smarter than everybody. They want to act that they are analysts. They are the political gurus. They want to jumping from party to party. So at the end of the day, they will leave out. You know what I'm saying? They will leave out. So if you think that you will use Liberian, look, people say Mr. Cummings using cash violence, Mr. Cummings doing this. I wish Mr. Cummings can do it. I wish. I wish. But let me tell you something. Why he will not do it? You see, when you work hard for your money, if your money is not a corrupt money, if your money is not a money that you can just use and spend because you know you never store the money, it's not easy to spend. You see, all our millionaires, check our millionaires in Liberia today. Check our millionaires. George Manning, we are millionaire. Joseph Walker, millionaire. Bernard Ure, millionaire. Ellen Johnson is millionaire. Edwin Snow, millionaire. And all the guys are millionaire. Where they got money from? How they got rich? They got rich just by working with government. They never work in no private sector. They never did no business. They just got rich. Then they start. Bernard Ure, he never, ever, he got rich. Then he got into business. We all know that. All the guys, Cummings, the only man who retired and got money. And Dr. Cassell, he's still working. Dr. Cassell still working. He got an office. He worked for the government. His office deal with Medicaid. So he's still working. He cannot leave his job right now. So you might not waste your time. Whether he make millions of dollars from Medicaid, from his office, when he take it to Liberia, he not working for himself. Mr. Cummings money like this, it turning around. His money working for himself because with all the stocks now, and let me say, it all on the internet. Mr. Cummings one of the things that I hide here because he ain't steal the money, so he can't hide it. When you go there, he got what over I don't know how many something in Coca-Cola. Then when you go to Bain Capital, then you go to the other one, yeah, different things. You will see it there. That the only thing I like, they can't hide it. The only people who can hide their own, that the one that who not steal plenty. Like you see Ume Boaka, they will hide own boy. According to the people, they say Ume Boaka got $19 million. It could be true, it could be that true, that their business. But Alexander Cummings is the next president of Liberia. Save this video. Liberians will vote Alexander Cummings. It's clear, it's shown. You know, and I want to applaud you guys, especially our haters, for promoting Cummings. You know, there's a saying, every good thing, everything good or bad is advertisement. It's a good promotion. So you can say this about Mr. Cummings. You can say he lack integrity, he lack this and like that. It's fine. It's up to you. Because one thing I know, you don't have the issues. You don't say nothing. You only try to insult him. You try to say, oh, he's this, he's that. Now, let's go to the wonderful MOU. Memorandum of Understanding. Maybe I might be wrong, but all my research I did is not a contract. MOU is not a contract. You can walk out of MOU any day, anytime. It's not a contract. But it was not signed. My people, do you think Liberty Party or the UP, the ALP, and the ANC, they came together because they related? Even if ALP was to be in charge of the CPP and they win election, don't you think that ANC, the UP, and the other people will have their share? Don't you think they will have to divide? Do you know they call collaboration, my people? Listen, this one is not like the interim government. When they had a 5-man council, everybody sent in their representative. Charles Taylor sent Dukley straight to Foreign Affairs. That one, no argument. You can't say nothing because I want to know it's not a democratic process. You don't need to go for confirmation, nothing. You say, listen, I sent in Tom Woyu to Labor Ministry. I sent in this other person to this. Then Amos said, well, I will take Defense Ministry. So you just sent your people there. In a democratic process, it's not illegal. Where you got 2-3 parties coming together, they will negotiate what is what. If you take number one, this man who think that is strong will take number two. Now, you people heard that. United Party wanted number one and they wanted for ANC to take number two. ANC won number one. We know what taking number two. We say we want number one. So everybody, the other two parties were not fighting for number one. The other two parties were only fighting for number two. So the two parties were wishing that, okay, maybe I would lean to ANC. If ANC win, I would take number two. Then ALP said, well, if Mr. Bwaka, I can go to Mr. Bwaka and take number two. So everybody negotiated and they negotiate for other prices. But after these two left, after they say, well, we want to be part of it, Liberty Party say, okay, but I want a 2 point in the room by default. So yes, we agree. We say the vice president, the vice candidate will be given to you. The vice candidate position will be given to you. So they put the memorandum of understanding together. But my people, if you and myself come to a conclusion, if we come to negotiation, I can tell you, okay, yes, no problem. And when you put something on paper, and I look at it on the paper and it's not right, or I'm not satisfied, we still will negotiate. We still will negotiate. And let me tell you, I, Munel Kishen, will not be happy if ANC and Liberty Party sit together and divide all the positions among two of them themselves. That means you don't expect anybody to join you. That means, listen, you don't expect any other party to join you. That's the only way you will divide such a thing. And ANC is a political party, Liberty Party is a political party. You think Liberty Party want to support Mr. Cummings because they like him? No. Interest. Now, let's agree, like what Stanton was saying, let's agree that Liberty Party say, okay, we want LPRC. Okay, we want finance ministry because they make it look so bad. Okay, we want defense ministry. Okay, we want education ministry. That's the one we want. Okay, fine. In the process of a democratic election, when the president will say, okay, I will give you the position. So who do you have? A good leader like Cummings now. Mr. Cummings will not implore no dummy. Let me tell you the real truth. Mr. Cummings got two ways. I'm speaking out of something that I know. Mr. Cummings got two ways to appoint. One, you qualify. That's your first test. You qualify. Not everybody who qualify can perform. So you must be qualified and you should perform on the job. If you don't perform, if your performance is poor, that means you're not qualified for that job. That means we'll have to send you somewhere else. So, do you think Mr. Cummings will sit there and even if we agree to Liberty Party say, okay, I will send you Paul to be the LPRC boss. And Mr. Cummings sent to try to vet Paul. And just to find out that Paul corrupt, Paul this, you think Mr. Cummings will get him the job? No. You say, listen, this guy is not qualified. I cannot give him the job. Bring another person. Mr. Cummings, not afraid. Mr. Cummings will employ anybody. Even if you're in CDC and you qualify, Mr. Cummings will employ you. He will look. Listen, political appointment is the responsibility of the president. So I see sometimes when I see people bluffing, they appoint you. Most of the time, political appointment do not even based on what they know you. You know what I'm saying? So that is what they say. So if the two party, if Liberty Party and ANC stays together and nobody join them, they will have to divide the jobs. When they say divide the jobs, why other people want to get vexed? Some people say, oh, so you want to divide the job among yourself. You support them before they get you some. You know, the only thing I can get pissed off with any political party that win, like CDC. CDC don't have to employ to appoint nobody different. But the only problem, you do not suppress or fire or civil servant. Every Liberian must work. Every Liberian has the right to work. Political appointment, CDC government can fire all the opposition in that government. I don't give a damn because you know what? You don't vote for them. It is their right. It's not a government inclusion what they say 2, 3. So the only people CDC is supposed to give government to, either you come from NPP or you come from LPDP and CDC. Finish. That is a fair game. Let us not make it look funny. It's a fair game. So if Liberty Party and ANC remain in our coalition and they win election and they decide that all the positions we will give it to Liberty Party or ANC, don't get vexed. What are you getting vexed for? What are you getting vexed for? If another party come and join the Liberty Party, the ANC, and whosoever, 3 of them will divide the job. A 4 party, 4 of them will divide the job. Political appointment is not a job you can apply for. Liberian people, stop this nonsense, man. Appointment is not something you apply for. Unless the president say, please send me your resume, I'm looking for somebody. But what Liberians we had to go? Political appointment. You know who's going to get vexed? If you apply, you say, I want to apply for the engineering position to government, to public works, or this other place, and they deny you. Or you are working there because you are a member of UP and they fire you, you got all right. You are civil servant. But get it straight. You are political appointee. The other president, the former president appointed you. Get it to the back of your mind that the next president can fire you and replace you. So it's a privilege and honor when you serve your country in that position. Some people lucky, they serve 12 years and they still serving today. Some people lucky, they might serve the 12 years and still serve another 12 years. It's no problem. So I don't know why people get vexed with the government. Look, Joshua ain't need to appoint no opposition. That's his business. That's his business. But why are you firing civil servant? Pisota fire almost everybody in her place there. You just come and defending her. She fired almost every civil servant. Every civil servant she fired, and the ones that they wanted. I mean, I say when I say every, I'm talking about civil servant with the position. Now, the directors in the ministry, the ministers can transfer you, push you to place, but they don't fire you. They will not fire you. Or you want to lay them off, you should know why you laying them off for. You know what I'm saying? But you can't fire the people. You can't fire them. It's hard for you to fire civil servant easily. It's hard. But in Liberia, they do it for common. But you see, under the Cummings administration, Liberians will speak freely. Let me tell you something. If Christmas will be good, you'll tell you from the eve. You can listen to Mr. Cummings and you can know that under the Cummings administration, there will be a lot of freedom of speech. Speeches. People will say things what they want to say. Cummings is the only candidate that can answer questions from anybody. He has proven. I don't see George we are answering questions. I don't see Mr. Boaka answering questions. I listened to Dr. Kase answering questions. He was getting vexed. I listened to Tiawan Gonglo asking questions, answering questions. He was not okay with it too. So when people talk about Cummings is not the you know, let me say this. It's sad for us Liberians. I don't know when we will learn, when we really understand the politics, how politics work. How? Our educated people are the problem in Liberia. The ones then who went to school, they are the problems. Not our illiterate people. Because guess what? We tell them, we give them the lies. You just look at the man, you say, eh, 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 eh. Oh, Mr. Cummings are foreigner. Mr. Cummings are from the book carrier. They say, oh, Mr. Cummings are foreigner. Joshua, the only Liberian, the only man who love Liberia. Oh, yeah, the poor believe it. Joshua, the only man who love Liberia. Who said it? You know both will vote for you. The book will fool us. That the educated people put our song in the people ear. So my people, if you supporting Mr. Cummings, don't listen to the news. Don't listen to all the political haters all on Facebook, on social media. They say, you know, I can enjoy that. They say, go home and go vote and go campaign for Mr. Cummings. But guess what? They in America. The same people in America, they're telling us, say, why you can't go home. They in America, but they're telling us why you can't go home to go vote. But they're just sitting here. Why you can't go to Liberia and go talk? Your Mr. Cummings will win election in America. But guess what? All the political parties can come to America to beg for money. They come here, they ask you for money. But the vest, just because they feel that Mr. Cummings got more supporters in America who willing to spend, who willing to contribute, that all making them vest. Nothing else. But guess what? This time around, and you say this, you will see them in Liberia. The thing that make it, you will see them in Liberia. People are preparing to go home. People are preparing to go home. And I know President Weah will not be that to change the system in a way to suppress the vote. He will not do it. Because if President Weah put his hand in it, it will not look good. He see all the other African nations, what's going on around them. He will not do it. President Weah respect democracy. Yes, he got people around him that will want to do certain things, but we still believe that the system will work. It's just that you yourself must be strong and be brave to do it. Because intimidation, it will be there. They will try to intimidate us. They will try to do things. We will protect ourselves. We will be in Liberia. If I'm in Liberia, I'm not going to be sitting down in the night, go sit down with George. We are people to do what? You're looking for your own trouble. But in the day, I will go places and I will protect myself. Everybody will have to protect themselves. The president said everybody will get CCTV, CC camera. So no problem. So we'll protect ourselves. So for guys who think that you go to Liberia, oh, Mr. Cummings, listen, we the underdogs. Right now, we still struggling. You know, the race is not to the swift, but the one who endures to the end. The only time we will stop until the Liberian people say that Mr. Cummings, thank you, we don't want you. And I don't think it will be a problem. I don't think it will be anything bad because Liberia is what 174 years old. Liberia have gotten 25. The 25th president is George Weah. Sometimes they say 24. but the 25th president is George Weah, and we have had over 50 Liberians who have contested for presidency in Liberia and they never won. We had a lot of people who tested it. So Mr. Cummings will not be the first. So you can get 20 that can contest, you can get this, but you only need one person. So it is the right of us, it is the right of a Liberian or born Liberian to contest the presidency. So I don't know why people can get mad. You know, I love Liberians when they're giving their story. They say, yeah, Mr. Cummings left from here. Ever say he come back now, he won't be president. Then the other boy, the same boy who said it, and Sonny Boy. Sonny Boy say, their country is so, Sonny Boy just when he criticized Mr. Cummings, he say, yeah, this country here, just imagine you live in Basel. By the time you leave from Basel, you enter Morovia, you went to school, you know your book. When you go back to Basel, they say you're not from Basel. I said, oh, so you left Basel, you came to Monrovia, you graduated, you did everything. When you went back to Basel, now they don't want to consider us a Basel man again. You go back to Maryland, don't consider Marylander. So Mr. Cummings, that bad he did now. He traveled. He went, he came to America, he did his studies, he started to work, he make his money, he retired. I'm going home. That's a problem. Joshua left from Liberia. He came, he went to that place, he played football. But you see the difference between Joshua and Mr. Cummings? Joshua came on his talent. And talent can fail because when your age, when you reach certain places, you would not play anymore. But when you're working as a professional man, it has nothing to do with your age. So even if Mr. Cummings was not in politics, if Mr. Cummings wanted to just stay work for his age, Mr. Cummings could stay work because the position Mr. Cummings had, it was not a position that he's going to retire. You can be even 70 years old, you can still be a CEO. You can be 90 years old, you can still be a CEO. So it's not a position that Mr. Cummings can retire. Imagine a man. You know, sometimes we overlook. I pray to God, I wish my child would be more than Cummings. And Mr. Cummings himself will tell you, say, I hope to see a Liberian that will be better than me. That will be better than me. Which are your political leaders you say that? When you look around Mr. Cummings today, he appoints so young children. Young children. So sometimes when I say these things, that Mr. Cummings is the one who will lead the youth into the 21st century, mold their minds. He knows what they call technology. That's what they use when they do Coca-Cola. He knows how to negotiate. He sat with countries, leaders, to negotiate Coca-Cola. What can Coke do for your country? What can we do? Water, sanitation, they all into it. So he understands. He's disciplined. When it comes to time, you will never have a meeting with Mr. Cummings for 10 o'clock and then he comes 12 o'clock. No. And you know what surprised me? Everybody, all the people who criticize Cummings, everyone who said they don't want Mr. Cummings, they always tell you that Mr. Cummings is the best person to lead Liberia. Henry Costa said it. The Spoon talk about it. Everybody, my friend Steve Jones, what did he say? Yeah, Stevie Johnson, he talked about it. Oh, Mr. Cummings the best, to be frank with you. But Mr. Cummings the best, but Mr. Cummings the best, but he should wait. He should wait. The time is now. The first one was introduction. The time is now. The time is now. It's not tomorrow. It's not tomorrow. Liberia voted for change because we want to move forward. Change comes gradually. The first change will not be the change we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? But that was not a change. We don't have a change. We only change leaders. When we're talking about change, we're changing that the country should be better. It's not about the age. It's not about whatsoever. But the country should be better. Now, some people say, oh, when we put the former vice president there, it's not a change. You know why? Because based on our record and the former vice president record, he still will not make a change. He still will not make a change. He don't know time, one. No respect. He cannot show us what he did. When he speak, he only speak for himself. and gave us false information, tell us how LPMC and whatsoever and blah 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 blah, and just tell us stories. And like when old people telling you story how those days and things used to be, but we see no agenda. I've never heard a former vice president explaining his plans, how he will move Liberia forward, how he will create jobs, how he will create the economy. I've never heard that before. But Mr. Cummings have had over 200 interviews. And Mr. Cummings was first Liberian, the first opposition, the first candidate who said that Liberia budget can go to $1 billion. In fact, if I'm president in the first 2 years, it will reach to $1 billion. And he broke it down how. He never said I will rush it. Samuel Twe and others came out, they criticized Mr. Cummings. They said this. Today, guess what? They took the budget to $785 million and still they don't know where to get the money from. They still don't know where they got the money from. They put $84 million in domestic debt. And guess what? Who said the debt? The debt they're paying are from Charles Tana. So that the whole scam. The other Lebanese man will say, oh, Charles told me to give cars, bring it, bam. Show us the document. They can't show us no document. Last year, it was 72 million. This year, that was last year, 72 million. This year, 84 million. But they can't show you nothing. We got a deputy minister for debt management. He owns a company that purchased for government. And this guy said there's nothing wrong with it. He said there is nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Code of conduct, conflict of interest. The minister, the man who make all the payment, not the minister, the man who make all the payment, he got a company, Samora Colley. Yeah, Samora Colley. He owned companies in Liberia and he admitted, but there is nothing wrong with it. Some of the companies in Liberia owned by George Manewia and they pay them. They pay. But they were not explosive. They get Sir Joseph, he owned a construction company and government gave him contracts. Yeah. Sir Joseph Construction Company was the one that fixed the gas station for Spoon. That the information I got. They're the one that did it. That Sir Joseph Construction Company did it. You see, they in government and they got their own thing. The Minister of Finance, the Commerce Ministry, everybody own their own little small thing and do their own personal business. Liberia is rich, man, people. Liberia is rich. So let them continue to talk. You can curse Mr. Cummings. You can say whatever you want to say about Mr. Cummings. It's up to you. It's up to you. One thing I will say, we contested 2017. We will contest again. And let me leave this with you. Member of the CPP. I can enjoy most of the post. All the guys from the other side, I do not hear them one day promoting their candidates. I don't hear them talking about how Mr. Bwaka will create job, how Mr. Bwaka will do this when it comes to education, because there's no education on Bwaka plans, and how Mr. Bwaka will manage health, or what his plan in health. There's no health plan. Anyway, Mr. Bwaka don't have a health plan. I'm speaking from what I saw now. Mr. Bwaka do not have a health plan. Mr. Bwaka do not have an education plan on his agenda. Get me clear. Mr. Bwaka agenda, ARTS. The A, no, I'm sorry, the A for agriculture. But Mr. Bwaka will not tell you which type of agriculture they get. The agriculture, the fisheries. Everything is on agriculture, on agriculture too. Agriculture, that means fisheries and all kinds of things. But Mr. Bwaka didn't tell us, but at least Mr. Cummings let us to know which type of agriculture he talking about. Mega agriculture, money. But Mr. Boaka just say agriculture because all Mr. Boaka know is just to give the farmers hook and fertilizer, and that's it. That's what they did for the last 12 years under the early administration. Now, he talk about roads. He don't tell us which type of roads. He said nothing. Just said roads. We will build roads that will, that will, economic roads that will benefit Liberia and blah blah blah. Don't forget it. Then he said tourism. Which type of tourism? But Mr. Cummings said tourism, ecotourism, and different. But he just said tourism. Then he said sanitation. They say the country too dirty. We clean the country, we make sure we spray everything. That's it. That means everybody get better, go home. When you talk about healthcare, early childhood, in fact, listen, to show there's no vision, there is nothing. I would never hear them talking about it, but all they would do, Cummings are criminal. Let Cummings bring the document. Cummings finger the document. Oh, Cummings can lie. Oh, Cummings desperate. But with that, explaining to you what Cummings can do. But for them, they're not seeing it. Now, like, Cummings finger the document. Yeah, Cummings will go to jail. Oh, yeah, you're not worried about Cummings. Cummings and Belete. Belete will fool Cummings. Now, all you will hear from them. I was listening, I was watching D-Flow. It's so bad. I must say English and give me a hard time, but D-Flow, oh, but the guy know how to. Oh, D-Flow can make me. He even know his own country. He even know the branches of government. This dude don't even know. D-Flow don't know that the vice president do not work to the will and pleasure of the president. He don't know. Or he thought that the vice president worked to the will and pleasure of the president. He said the vice president position is a ceremonial position. That the question he asked Mr. Boaka. But thank God Mr. Boaka said, no, I don't work to the will and pleasure. Anyway, I don't blame D-Flow. D-Flow said, don't know. So on the post, I said, can Mr. Boaka explain his plans, how to create job? When I look, Dukle King Honor a Dukle, one of the friends of Boaka now. Yes, the Cummings, he said something. Your Cummings people, let Mr. Cummings go settle his problem first. So I said, honor your own, honor your man again. You still can say nothing. But let me yet telling you that Mr. Cummings' plans for Liberia, the first thing is infrastructure. Let me tell you, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. Honor infrastructure. They put it together to tell you that you need a good infrastructure. You know where it come with? You know where it come with? You see, electricity is very important to any country. You see, good drinking water is very, very, very important. You see, security, internet connectivity is very important. Education is not the first. Health is not the first. Agriculture is not the first. You don't know that? Job creation is not the first. Infrastructure creates job. So, the man tell you say on infrastructure, one light. If you get a good lighting system in the country, business people will enter the country. The children will be able to go to school. They will be able to see and be steady. The hospital will operate correctly because you get light. You don't know that one? Then that thing will create jobs. Business people will be coming because they got to use generator again. Generator is just for standby. Like brought too small for us to even worry about using generator. Then they're talking about drinking water. If we can just get, if every Liberian can just drink a bottle of clean water, a little cup of clean water, we get rid of a lot of sicknesses. But you need water. Internet connectivity, you need it. We're into we're going into the 21st century. We're into the 21st century already anyway. Telling you, You will get people with outsourced job. Americans taking Comcast took their jobs, they send it to Pakistan, India, and whatsoever. Liberia is the perfect place to outsource job for the call center. You know how many university students that will be happy to work for $8 an hour or $10 an hour or $7 an hour? $7 an hour, $10 an hour. You know what? Imagine UN were paying the drivers $300 a month. University student was running after that job. Then before I say they will come there and pay you, you sort of work for only 8 hours. 8 hours. Because internet, we got fiber optic in Liberia. But we have not even gotten the companies to operate it, to distribute it. Eh? So when you get a security, the people to protect your people and to protect the business people that come in, your judicial system will be correct. Not for you alone. When a foreigner come in your country, you don't need to rob the foreigner and say, because I'm a Liberian, so I will rob. Don't act like Nigeria. Then you talk about agriculture. It's not just to give the people little hope. All our people that are into agriculture right now today, they pay them, all of them, oh. All the children are in Morovia, they pay them, oh. You're talking about something that if it cause us to bring people in the country that will be able to use our land to produce and whatsoever. Get a fishing companies, go back to the same old days. Who tell you say they can't have oh Jesus. All these things are just planned. You must think big. Think big. Then from there now, you come to education. Then after everything, people gotta go to hospital. Healthcare, sanitation is all under the healthcare. Then from there, you start uniting the people, but at the same time, everything working together now. Autopus and government work together. Everything come together. So Mr. Cummings explained, but Mr. Cummings, how you do these things? He said, we'll cut waste. All the kind of stupid money here, we can't spend it. I'm not going to give my wife no extra money in the budget. If she want to have a project, we'll raise the money. Yes, she will get office, but don't tell me my wife should take $1.5 million on the presidential project. Probably my presidential project. The president got money in the budget that he used and spent anytime like his own money. Hey, God, help us. Help us, Liberia. God help Liberia, my people. Eh? We got the best dressed president in the world. The man who just show all his luxury things. When he was playing professional, he never did it, but now today. And people scared to talk. They try to go around him. They say, oh, this man corrupt, the other man corrupt, the other man corrupt. On Spoon TV, they say LPM terminal benefiting Bill Twari. Who appointed Bill Twari? Who Bill Twari work for? Bill Twari worked for the president of Liberia. He worked to the will and pleasure of the president. So if Bill Twari still got a job, and the Liberian people know that Bill Twari a criminal, so who you think? The president is a criminal. If your son go out there and disrespect people, and you still cannot even discipline your son, you yourself, they're disrespectful too. You know what I'm saying? So, to show that the old man, so it's not about the old man age. It's that the old man don't have the vision for Liberia anymore. That vision is not there. That's the same old thing they've been doing from day one. That old man could not even convince Ellen Johnson to say you must fix the road going to Lofa Oma. Madam President, the road going to Lofa, you got to fix it. The road going to Lofa, you got to fix it. He never did it. Today, the old man opened a farm in Bombing Hills because you know what? He can't go to Lofa County. The road is bad. The road is bad. The old man say he's not corrupt, but everybody around him corrupt. The old man say he's not corrupt, but the old man say the people in the Senate and the representatives used to take brown envelopes. Let me tell you something. And what the point is, Mentor still gave the senators and the representative pickup each. So giving them pickups, what you think they gave the president and vice president? If Mentor still can give the representative pickups, one pickups each, imagine what they give the president and the vice president. But yet I say the vice, the people think that we got sense. They think that we don't have it. Eh? But today they want us to allow them to take over again, give them another chance. But guess what? 2023 coming, Liberians will decide. So if you're supporting Mr. Cummings, you're from the ANC, you're the friends of Cummings, you are patriotic Liberians who want to see good for Liberia, don't be afraid. Don't let nothing discourage you. CPP are just a vehicle to take us there. If the CPP don't work, it means that you can't go. If you're in a bus with a group of people and the bus break down, you can still take another car to get to your destination. So, as much as the CPP is not holding, the government is not doing nothing. CPP not collecting taxes. They're not making appointment in government. They don't make decision for the government. Mr. Cummings do not make decision for the government. He don't appoint. He don't eat nothing. He's an ordinary citizen who pay taxes to government. So you don't think Mr. Cummings is careful? Mr. Cummings is so careful. He knows exactly. Don't think that Mr. Cummings don't know what's going on in Liberia. He's just the kind of person who don't like to say, this man support this government, and so he don't just criticize the government. He don't just criticize. When the last time President Weah invited Mr. Cummings to his place to talk, Mr. Cummings gave his service, wrote the president, and say, I want to help with the Ebola coronavirus. The president said yes. And this man wrote a proposal. And they told him, say, when the president come back to the country, they will have a meeting. President Weah never called Mr. Cummings again because they think that politics. Never call Mr. Cummings again. Tell me. This man wrote, I don't know how many pages, to the president of Liberia. We know when we tell these things, it was all on the news. Mr. Cummings, they came out and said, okay, we accept it. But they were vexed because Mr. Cummings took the $150,000 and gave it to his foundation. What is give it to who? Health ministry? He gave it to his foundation. And they tried to even stop Mr. Cummings to even donate to JFK. So Mr. Cummings was going to all the small clinics. Then some of them got the audacity to say, oh, we want to see how you use the $150,000. Like Kev Asana. Kev Asana, the man who prayed to God every day. He said, God, I pray to you, God. Please, Mr. Cummings will never be president like Liberia. Like he the only person that is the son of God. Kev Asana, the son of the devil. He the one say, I pray to God that Mr. Cummings will never be president. That he won't fail. He prayed for somebody else not to be president. Jeha, he say they should arrest Alva. And for true, they arrested Alva almost to kill him. He refused to come on spoon that day because he thought they were going to kill Alva because he was afraid. Tell me. This man offered to the president. He said, if the president called me to talk, we will talk. But this president can go and sit with people for 4 hours, 35 minutes. But this president cannot call other oppositions. All the president around Africa, Madam Bio, he called all his opposition and had a dinner with them. He speak with them all the time. Not because you and myself fighting on the same position. Not because Mr. Cummings want to be president and you president, so that means when you talk to him, it's a problem. Put them on record. That was one you guys lacking. Why you think Mr. Cummings not afraid to talk to people? He's not afraid to go on no radio station because the first I don't know how people going to be afraid. Mr. Cummings not afraid to go on no radio station because they don't say no damn thing. The journalists in Liberia are the worst. The journalists in Liberia are the worst. They don't even have the opportunity to even ask the president question. But when they ask him opposition, when they ask him Mr. Cummings or Yeke Kolba as if they're fighting, they can't. 4 hours, 35 minutes. Kev Hassan said, oh, the president came to see his common people. Kev Hassan, a common man. The president left. Even Mr. Cummings went there too to see them. But guess what? They had a 2 hours, 30 minutes with Mr. Cummings and they discussed issues. They discussed everything. They were free to ask Mr. Cummings question. Ask them, they can't lie. They were so free to ask until they never recorded. I don't know it. I don't think they recorded itself. I thought Spoon was going to go over there and show us some of the things. But they had a 4 hours, 35 minutes with the president and nobody knew. Even the president of the United States would never have a meeting with anybody for 2 hours. But the president of Liberia sat with these guys for 4 hours, 35 minutes of the people's time that he's supposed to be in office into a hotel room and they lecturing. And nobody asked the president question. The president lectured them for 4 hours, 35 minutes. And every one of them got A plus because they passed the test. Because he was just giving them the answer to. You know, President, we will ask you question. He will ask question and answer the question in question. You know, a hybrid. So he explained all about himself. And they were going to have an interview on Sunday, and there was no interview. No interview. So you tell me now. You tell me, for God's sake. I don't have problem with you having a meeting with the president for 4 hours, 35 minutes. Even the president refused to have the interview with Martin. You know, the American journalist, what he needs, Roland Martin. President Weah refused. I say he kept that man in the country, and the President Weah gave it from the guy. The man came back. I was watching. The man had the interview with President Weah. Oh, I'm looking at you. Eh? Eh? So, Roland Martin went there doing a whole documentary. Was supposed to, he had an interview with Mr. Cummings. It was not politics. It was just a little bit politics and everything about Liberia. But this man waited, enjoyed himself, but never had an interview with President Weah. I'm telling you now. That tells you something. Eh? You know, the people take us for a joke. This government make Liberians look like joke. Make Liberia itself look like joke. Then you're ready, you'll say that other people. To show that they against Mr. Cummings, say Mr. Cummings alone told the American government, say they shouldn't give Liberia nothing. One man, and y'all believe it too? Y'all believe it? You think one man can come to American government and say, don't help that country, and they tell you yes? We all know the MCC rules. What you're supposed to do to get it. They know that. They know. Nobody against this government. Yes, they did some good stuff, but they did more bad stuff than good. They did more bad stuff than good. This government have not shown us. Look, it's like this. If you go to a casino and you play, you have lost over $4 million every day you play. If you go there today and win $2 million, you stay and do nothing. You stay and do nothing. So if I was in this position and I took over from this position and I went backward and I don't reach to that position again, I've not done anything. Let us be honest. The hardship is in Liberia is too much. Oh, yes, the economy is stable in a sense that government is not going back into the regulate the system. After the World Bank told them for the first time for them to tell you, say, don't touch our donor money. Okay, all the things simple. But look at how the country going. Eh? Oh, gasoline go up. Oh, when you say that, when they say right now gasoline is $4.11, $4.19. Yeah. Where Liberia got the gas from? Eh? Liberia bringing crude oil. We only bringing gasoline. Now, if we're selling gasoline in Liberia for, let me just say $5, gasoline $5. Do you know how much you buy the gasoline? Because they gotta pay LPRC just for storage. Then it will sound funny because it's not this time it started. Long time. The president get a chopping in there too. Roughly they buying the gas for about $2 or dollar a change. We're not getting no gas from Russia to say that right now the gas for four something almost $5. I saw it today for in my era for $4.11 cash, then $4.19 if you're using your card. But today people are cashing hell. Food, the data, everything is expensive in Liberia. So you see, the people of Liberia are not feeding. The only people who feeding the leadership of President Weah, the only people who are okay, you can tell the people who stealing in Liberia. That's the whole thing with this other government. That just handful of people continue to run whole thing. And then everything, and then we got a chief procurement officer of Liberia, who's the president. Everything is President Weah. You know, that's what failing the government. It's like this. You talk to Lejihu, the Minister of Information, and even the former Minister of Information, Eugene Namwe. Do you think that the Minister of Information, it is their responsibility to tell you about President Weah, whether he built house for himself? Do you think as part of the job of the Minister of Information to tell you that President Weah and built two other houses when people accusing his personal thing that he had before? But these guys waste so much time to tell you how President Weah had money from 1985 and he built his first house in 19, so all kinds of nonsense. Instead of them doing the job, they calling other people opposition. How can the Minister of Information continue to talk about opposition? Just your responsibility is to promote the government. And then what we found out that they say Leji who ran it now, they say he's the guy because they say they leave money they give for bicentennial. They now increase it, they change, they chopping out easy. But you know, all the guys will be audited when Mr. Cummings is president. I will see tsunami in Liberia. This dude, this guy, yeah, this guy, the next president of Liberia, this guy, don't see him smiling at this. He know time and he know what it takes to be leadership, to be leader. And you know, one of the secret to leadership is discipline. They're not rocket scientists now because they can't teach the other one there. Get a wisdom, they can teach you. Yeah. If you're not disciplined, you will never be a good leader. If you tell your people that at 10 o'clock, this is a trick, the trick into everything. If you're a leader and you say that everybody should be to work 10 o'clock, and you, the leader, come to work 9:45. If they go there today, they see you 9:45, the next day, my man, I make it come on time. They will start going early to get ready. But if you, the leader, the people say they come 10 o'clock, and then you arrive 11 o'clock, they say, man, I'm going to make it go there around 11, man. So you got to show the example. Leaders got to show examples. Leader open doors. Leaders should be the last to leave. Leaders should be the last to eat. But it sounds like your thing that they say leaders should be the last to steal. No. Think about your house. You can't cook the food in the house the children eat. Even the old man, by the time they finish cooking, the woman will say, the food ready. Then before she talk to the pa, oh, the food ready. I'm going to say what I can tell my children, say, oh, the food ready. I can tell my wife, I can tell her, I say, you can eat. Before I even tell my wife, I will be the first to eat. But Liberians, man, this thing here, we're not treating ourselves right. We're not. You don't need to cost me. You don't need to say you can take your same time and get on Facebook. But the only thing I would tell to my friends there on the other side, I put a post up. Uh, 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 Jethro Cole, that Bena Ure supporter. Jethro Cole want to run for representative in District 1. The man said no, he catching hard time for money, but he look at it for long. He want this support of Bena Ure. He went to Sir Joseph the other day to go back Sir Joseph for yellow machine to go greater the road because they all know they so trick to greater the road. But Jethro T will win. I will be like, bro, Jethro, don't worry. I will go in District 1 and campaign against you, Jethro. I know District 1. I know that I campaign that place. I know that I know people there right now. I will campaign. I'm not running for nothing. But Jethro, I'm telling you, I know you can all watch my show. I will campaign against you because you're not even honest to yourself. Or young man like you. You sit on Facebook, you insult other people, but yet still you won't run for office in District 1. And you think they will vote for you? Don't worry, my brother. We will tell our Liberian people, we'll go there and we'll tell them that district is small. So you can stay there. He need Jethro Korea. He not no Pella man. He's a Congo man. And you won't play the race. He's a Congo man too. But they all live in a Kirisburg area there. And they Kirisburg say, yeah, Kirisburg. Yeah. But he get Pella Nina. So when I saw the cooler for I thought I was but I know his brother. But you see, you got to be disciplined. You can run campaign. You don't need a cost. All the time I talk about Joshua, I don't curse Joshua. If Joshua corrupt, he's corrupt. Because our killing like bro, corruption destroy the country. Corruption destroy education, healthcare. They destroy the life of the people, the future of the nation. Corruption. And just temporary because see how our people that stole money from us today. Look and see. Go check all the Tottenham properties, all gone. It's just standing there. That government money. Go look at the Talbot places, all gone. Because they stole money from us. Eh? Look at the door places and all. It will seem to be with George Weah place. Because I bet you George Weah leave office right now. You gave him 10 years, 12 years. That entire compound will be mess. But the only thing government got to take it because he got to tell where he got money from. Because we know that government money. It will not have. Liberians will not fair. I listen to sound people. I listen to Spoon. Why Mr. Cummings can't encourage people to come to Liberia to do business? That Mr. Cummings' responsibility to bring people in the country to do business? Your answer this way. Mr. Cummings, that his responsibility to bring people in the country, he got nothing to do with that. Mr. Cummings doing business in Liberia. Mr. Cummings got over 200 employees under his salary. His security, his watchman, his cook, his driver, the schools, people that work for him, that job creation. He's not benefiting from it. Mr. Cummings' business is non-for-profit, but people who work for the non-for-profit on salary. Mr. Cummings' NGO, the only Liberian NGO that got people on salary in Liberia. The only STEM school in Liberia today that in the future, the next 12 years from now, you will start to boast of engineers, mathematics students, science students. You will start to boast about them. Long-term future investment. Eh? So what else? What else? Ellen Johnson never brought jobs to Liberia. We made her president. George Weah never brought no companies to Liberia. We made him president. We even lied that President Weah had a water company that we never saw. I can always say in Zanzibar. No, in Zamunda. I know, the country that Eddie Murphy, when Eddie Murphy coming to America, I think that where George Weah had a water company here. What the country? Republic of Zamunda. They play Eddie Murphy from. That where George Weah had a water company. We never saw that. Liberians will lie so much. Oh, Eddie Johnson got a hospital in South Africa. You believe it too? Eh? Is that what we good at, to just listen? People fool us and give us false news because we don't do our own research. Even common sense, like this passport issue. Oh, Mr. Cummings get American passport. How in the world you will say Mr. Cummings get American passport when Mr. Cummings enter the country and leave the country and go through immigration every time and show his passport? If the government want to see the passport, don't you think they know which type of passport Mr. Cummings using? Damn it, Liberian people, man. And they spend all the time talking about the wonderful passport. Eh? Okay, granted, we all naturalized in this country. It is my right to give my citizenship back. And what you do know, America don't force you. And what you do know, nobody can take your citizenship away from you. That's the Constitution of Liberia, and the Supreme Court have cleared that part off. The only way your citizenship you can lose it is by you giving and pledge under the law that you no more are a Liberian citizen. Nobody. You can go to Japan and naturalize and come back. You are a Liberian citizen. Born in this country, that's it. You saw the paper, but you still argue. Only the Supreme Court can interpret the law that if you don't understand. The Supreme Court are the only people that interpret the law. Sometimes some of you guys don't know what the Supreme Court is all about. Maybe you think the justices can judge cases. No. The justices, when they sit together, they interpret the law. If something happens, like, oh, they say there's something in the Constitution that confuse us, and we try to do it. They will interpret, say, no, no, this is it. They're not advisors to the president, no, but they interpret the law. And that law was clear. And the government, the justice minister posted it out, and everybody knew about it. That you can go to Liberia today and get your passport. Whether you get American citizenship, if you're Liberian, you can get your passport. But we still argue. We still complain. We still lie. You know what I enjoy Liberia? We're not against you. Oh man, you ready? Why the people should fool us? Yeah, Mr. Cummings, an American citizen. Yesterday, Ellie, American citizen. Joe, we are an American citizen. I'm an American citizen too. But I'm a Liberian. If you want to be a Liberian, your damn business. But I'm a Liberian. If you want to call me any kind of name, I'm a Liberian. You can't stop me. You can't stop me from being a Liberian. When you gonna stop me? Now? After I got a Liberian passport, my birth certificate and everything, and now you want to stop me? You can't stop me. So I understand. I know people are so damn naive. And Liberians, man, please, we are our problem. We are our own problems. We worry about things that not even matter to us. And listen to Spoon. All that argument. They say because Mr. Cummings, why you want copy of Mr. Cummings' document? He got visa. How he got a visa? You think if Mr. Cummings want visa in a passport, you think American embassy like you will go apply and they will push you, oh, don't come and don't come? Mr. Cummings will go there anytime and get visa. Anytime. Anytime. Oh, Mr. Cummings is an American citizen. He will disqualify him. He's not going to run because they hate Cummings. They're afraid. You can't hear them criticizing Boaga. You can't hear nobody talking about only Cummings, 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 Cummings. Cummings is all over the place. Now I'm talking about Cummings too. Tomorrow on the Spoon Show, there will be Cummings. The other day will be Cummings. The next day will be Cummings. Cummings, 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 Cummings. When nobody talks about you, you are nobody. When no one chewing your bone, you are nobody. You like it, you can add your own there just to make it juicy. You can add your own there just to make it spicy. I know you like the cheese and you like the fries. Okay. Liberian people, I sort of go, you're getting ready. Y'all, no, you know that we're not plenty. We're not plenty. The smart Liberians are not many. I will tell you the real truth. When I say smart, people who think out of the box. We're not many. That's what giving us hard time. Liberians is so bad that the only people when they go to school, that only in Liberia I saw men who get PhD, masters, BSc. When Liberian men get PhD and degree, that trouble. When Liberian men reach, that trouble. When look, but I can see in America. When, the first time I ever noticed it, I went to the bank. It was in 2002. Poor boy. I collect my late check that Friday. You know, as I used to collect the check. Now they give me the check, so I'm going to deposit. I went to Farmers Bank. I got there on the line. I saw this papi. He came and stood up right behind me. He's standing. He on the line too. So I wonder where. I gave my check when I came or something, man. I saw the car first. I saw the old man car. What? I said, wow. See the papi comfortable. Not knowing this man, Reman Auto. Reman Auto. One of the biggest auto place in America, in the Northeast, in Philadelphia. Cars, they sell all type of cars. That was the owner. How I get to know that? I just look at it, I say, wow, look at the car. Then one guy was standing, one white paper came from there and said, oh, but that's the owner of Reman and Auto in Philadelphia. I said, what? He said, that's the owner. The man came, he shook the man's hand, they started talking. He said, oh, really? Just start talking. So I just said, I shook the guy's hand. I said, wow, how are you, sir? Come on, man. Nope. I said, Jesus Christ. In Liberia, but in fact, Vendana Patrick, you know, he still got a PhD too, maybe. They are the educated people. They're going to Liberia now. They won't run. I think they say Vendana Patrick won't run for either representative in Magibi or whatsoever. Now, when he go there now, he going to show the people that he know too much book. He stretch himself, man. Now, these are the people who want to go back to Liberia to lead. But Liberians, let me tell you something. You need to open your eyes. Not because I come from America, that means you think that I should be the one who to lead you. No. Know us. We should live with you again. Or we should know exactly. Because let me tell you something. Anybody who not in that retirement age and just leave from America and can't want to get into government, they're not true. They won't stay. Let me tell you. If I retire completely, in fact, when they come to Liberia, ask them, where's your resignation letter? That means you resign from your company. Say, sir, excuse me. So where were you working in America? Can you show me the letter of your resignation that you resign from your job in America and you won't run for office in Liberia? Or how long you going to be here for? Ask the question, please. Anybody that coming from America, they say they won't be representative, senator. Ask them how long they're going to be in Liberia. Or they're not working in America, or you got your family in America, what they're doing. Just ask them that kind of question. Don't just fall for it because they carry $10,000. Don't fall for it because the man now takes some of his 401k, he now pack it, he gets $60,000 in hand, and he run a campaign. The man says $60,000. I can spend the $60,000 when I win that representative position. I can make that $60,000 in 1 year. No problem, baby. Let me taste on the 401k and carry now. But guess what? By the time they lose, you see them giving a moonwalk, coming right back to America. Coming right back to America because they're not prepared. Actually, they're not prepared to move home. They're not prepared. You see, Mr. Cummings, he moved home already. He's home. He got everything home. He got a house, cars, businesses. That he only thing he there. He can travel, go in and out, but he there. God forbid he died or buried right in Liberia. You know what I'm saying? So, my people, please, don't be moved. Look, we are all Liberians. When Liberians travel and they want to come back home to get in, don't say because He met the other people there. Government not for poor people. You know why the people believe that the rich man can steal easily? The man already get money. Even when he steals it, you not even notice it. You not even notice it. But the poor man, when the poor man steal, notice it. The man get no house. The first thing you try to build one house for yourself first. You know? So, okay, guys. I'm done already. And we'll talk tomorrow. I will be on every day now. Every evening, I will be on. Maybe I might be coming on the same. In fact, listen, I will be coming on the same time with Spoon in the afternoon. And I don't give a damn. They can get 4,000 viewers. But they're viewing things here. I'm a little surprised on it in a sense. I watched a lot of Americans online podcasts. I was just watching Roland Martin. Roland Martin talk show is a very big talk show online. But I think it was 700, and I saw other one 9,000. But how come other people get 4,000, 5,000? Anyway, I don't want to say nothing. They say, so let's just forget it. Okay. Hello, brother. What are the progress with Alexander Cummings? I think I just told you already after Dennis. The progress is good so far. Campaign have not started in Liberia yet, and all the things we're doing is just awareness. So we got to be very careful how you gather. The government got the advantage to do whatever they want to do. So campaign have not started yet. But what we have to do according to the rules, yeah, thanks, Arthur. There was no sound. Yeah, no sound, no sound. But anyway, wow. So I'm not even listening to people. Oh, it was so no sound, no sound. Wow. You're sorry, my people. I gotta be paying attention now. Pay attention to the comment. No sound. Okay, there it came loud and clear. Dolo, what's up, my brother? Yep. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yes, Prince, the little general birthday was today. So the man birthday, the man start taking advantage. So you see, I got a new drone. The man spot a drone, the remote. Then when I want to talk, he said, "But daddy, I'm sorry today my birthday. Just forgive me." I say, "You see trouble?" Yes, Yada. So listen, and how are you, Emmanuel? I will be. We had a fundraiser today, and it was a very good thing. But listen, the general himself will be having a fundraiser too. And that fundraiser, I'm appealing to you. I'm appealing to you. You don't have to do it, and I'm not going to force you to do it, although I'm going to make my contribution too. But I'm trying to get on radio in Liberia. And it's going to be a tough thing for me. When I say tough thing, I will have to come on around 2 o'clock in the night, from 2 to 3. So I will be able to be in broadcast in Liberia from 7 to 8 o'clock. I can't lie to nobody. It will be hard. It will be hard for me. So I will try. It will be the first 3 days in a week, just 1 hour. And please, it's $400 so far that I'm supposed to collect. $400. So two things are trying to do here. Two things are trying to do. Either we have the show, record the show, and then let it play at that time, because it's just for them to connect me. So what I might do, that would maybe like, if I like this show right now is recorded, I can play it again. I can come back and play it, and you would think I'm going live, but no, I'm not going live. So either way, I'm thinking it's not an easy thing. I imagine like Henry Costa getting up 3 o'clock every day, and it's not an easy thing. Yes, Prince, you saw that show. I saw it. I love the way Josh handled them. Yep. Yep. Yeah. And Prince, when our show is ready, someday you guys will be my guests. So I just want to set everything up. Someday you guys will be my guests. Yeah. So please Ability is VP to ABC. Don't mind them. Our general, April 15, Cummings will sign the Musa Ability MOU. Then we seal everything and start campaigning before 2023. I don't know nothing but that now. I don't want to even worry about this thing because the fact is that the standard bearer will select his candidate. You will never tell who is who, you will never tell. So sometimes we think that other people are not good, but nobody ever good until it starts. And nobody ever good until it starts. So let's just see what is what. So I'm not going to tell you who Mr. Cummings is going to carry as his VP. One thing I know, Mr. Cummings is not against Muslim, neither Mandingo. No. But people are carrying a story. It's not a people are carrying a story about Mr. Cummings promised Musa ability and whatsoever. I don't know. And Musa ability himself never said Mr. Cummings promised him directly. He said that Mr. Cummings, they agreed to everything, what's on the paper, that they're supposed to take the VP from Liberty Party. So, guys, it's too early for VP right now. It's too early, but you will have to get your VP before the campaign start, which is true. So maybe by next year we'll know our VP. Yeah, Jimmy Gray. Okay. He said, now, so don't fool. I don't know, fool, FOOL or something. Like a fool. Don't fool Cummings. So show that you yourself don't know that why you spell that word wrong. Because you guys, you're rush. You say you know it now, so don't fool Cummings. So I don't know what you're talking about. Uncle Pete, man from all the counties, watching. How are you, Bishop Peaks? How are you, my brother? How are you, Papa? Uncle Peter's watching, the man from all the counties. I am trying to change my view on ABC, but I do not understand his platform. Tony Campbell, he said he tried to change his view on ABC, but he still don't understand his platform. So I'm really confused too. And Tony, you confusing me. So I don't know. But I'm sorry that I don't read the comments while I'm talking. So I just going through and maybe you said something different. So yeah, you say all the Zogos or zombies are talking about Joseph Boaka. Yeah. Sometimes some people are not necessary to really be. You heard when I said something about Joseph Boaka supporters? You would never hear them say anything about Joseph Boaka. They can never tell you his platform. But it's easy for them to come on your post and say things like why you need like people like name like this. And what you expect? Wow. Shedrick, you're listening to him now. The man with the Holy Bible in his mouth. The man with the Holy Bible in his mouth. The people who can see the future, but they still don't see their own future. He said, hey man, no matter how long you keep preaching the sermon of Cummings, he will never come close to the presidency. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. You can still listen to it. At least you heard it. You're not even a voter. Even if you're a voter, you just have one vote, my brother. Even if you're voting, you have one vote. The president earned his money by playing sports. Okay. While Liberian people can't see Cummings' money. Bob Jerry, he said, while Liberian people cannot see Cummings' money, why you don't see the way the man living? He said you can see his money. So who money they can see? Joshua money or Boaga? Because you do not contribute 1 cent in this money. Thank you. I love the question. Let me go back again. Okay, Bob Jerry. Why Liberian people cannot see Cummings' money? I think they answer you the question. Because you do not contribute 1 cent in his money. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Euro wanted a VP position for Boaka too. Yeah, we know that. No more strategies to support. The key is they should be qualified. That's it. Go look for your own. Uh, that Boaka we want, oh yes, because you don't even know what you want Boaka for. Like I like about Liberian people. Yeah, I told you, I say I will not see nothing, but when I go under the post, I can ask a question that's necessary, but they will not tell you nothing. Oh, that Boaka we want. Oh, Boaka I want no papaya. Oh, Boaka this. Oh, that's good. And tell here my own Cummings here. Yeah, the person wrote a whole book here. My boy. But this election, don't be surprised. They might not even, you said 12, they might not even reach 12. For what I'm looking at, I doubt whether we'll even get 10 candidates to contest this coming election. No, I don't think so. Liberal need prayer for the country to be better. That's a fact. Yep, my man Cummings cannot win presidency in Liberal. Okay. Okay, Patrick Kennedy, that you're not saying. I don't worry about people's views, eh? Let me tell you. I just go. I know some people. Somebody come when I say, "Man, don't be putting anything up." No, you can't push that aside. You're more of that Old Testament. Prince, who you talking to? He said the man more of that Old Testament. Yeah, let me see me go by there. He said, "My man, Cummings cannot win presidency in Liberia." Okay, Cummings answer and Prince answer you. You're more of that Old Testament. Go sleep, man. Okay. Be ready to jump in the St. Paul River. What really the man see in baby police with all the lies he putting out here? Okay, Toga, you can. Okay, let me tell you something. Let me try to be. The first thing, Toga, his last name, you can know exactly where he's from. These are the only people who will vote for Mr. Boaga. He's from Lofa County. He said, "I'm giving lies," but the only good thing that made my lies good that he challenged my lies. He can't tell me what I lie on. Because I bet you, Toga, you can never give me 5 reasons why Mr. Boaka should be president or why you think they should re-elect President Weah, because you either way. And two, I bet you can't even explain the platform of Mr. Boaka because he don't have none anyway. But the only thing you got to say, oh, the man lying. You see that how we catch you and how we beat you because you will be sitting at one place and say, yeah, that we the one man. They will go sleep. You do you know how uh, uh, President Carter won his election? Okay, because your ma and pa are baby police. That does not mean that and other people parents are. Thank you, Prince. Ooh, the man with integrity, brilliant, and you said that about Sleeping Joe or third grade reader. We are and what the Coca-Cola did for. Look. Y'all listen here now. Y'all, you see, I told y'all I don't read the comments, but it like, yeah, wisdom not good thing. Oh, I don't read the comments. When I finish before I switch the comments on. You see something I'm talking about? This man said, and what did Coca-Cola did for Liberia? that Cummings Power Farm again. Coca-Cola was in Liberia before Mr. Cummings worked for Coca-Cola. But this man, his name is Flomo from Lofa County. He said, what did Coca-Cola did for Liberia? Okay, it's not about Coca-Cola again. It's not about Mr. Cummings. When Ebola was in Liberia, Coca-Cola gave $1 million through the instrumentality of Mr. Cummings. Coca-Cola kept the employees on salary and shut the company down for 1 year before the Ebola surged now. And Coca-Cola take care of all the employees' family that even get AIDS. But what you say Coca-Cola did for Liberia? Coca-Cola created jobs in Liberia. You don't know that Coca-Cola is a company and they create jobs in Liberia. But this other fool called himself Flomo, asking what did Coca-Cola did for Liberia? They created jobs in Liberia. Man, stupidity is something I don't know. You buy it too. You go to the store. Blah, blah. Hello? Uh, can I get one lash of stupidity, please? One lash. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, the other one, the strong one, the one I say extra. Yeah, thank you. Flomo. When you get done to say, get the fuck off. Mr. Cummings should not accept that deal. We cannot go back to the UP regime. Fala Joseph. Toga. If he say if Mr. If Mr. Baby Police is appointing young people, then why you the old man talking plenty? Yeah. Or want use the young people and betray them to come to old age. I see why you so stupid. How your own sentence say I can't even read it good. Now you reading it now for yourself. Listen, Toga. Maybe you a labor, maybe you still living with your man, or maybe you living with your girlfriend, or you living with your wife, or maybe you somebody who cannot even support themselves. That's why you call me old man. But guess what? I'm older than you. That's true. You're right. I'm older guy. I am going to 53 years old. But the fact is that the young children that Mr. Cummings is hiring and bringing together, they're smarter than you because the shit you just wrote here, I still cannot understand it. If Mr. Baby Police is appointing young people, then why you I say he just moving running. Y'all listen, he started a car, but then zoom, he started a car. If Mr. Baby Police is appointing young people, then why you the old man talking plenty? Yeah. Tell me, look at the ball question. If Baby Police is appointing young people, why you the older guy talking? Maybe it sound right. Or then listen, after you put a question mark, then you put or. Then you say, yeah, I say the ball from Lufa. I said the boy, listen, I'm not an English expert, but Prince, please help me here, please. I am not an English guy, but I sometimes show these things because based on the stupidity, they're not smart enough. But you see, always the case, they want they will not smart. They let to show off. If Mr. Baby Police is appointing oh, that three young self. If Mr. Baby Police is appointing two people, then why you the old man talking plenty yeah? Or one, use the young people and betray them to come to old age power. Damn it. Jesus Christ. It's just a fun. Hey, listen, the show about to be about fun. You see what he just did? He make everybody laugh. The world best sleeping puppy, Joe B. JB is the world best sleeping. What did AC Milan did for Liberia? Somebody asked a question too. So what did AC Milan did for Liberia? Share stupid question. That country. Oh, Prince, my man. I know what AC Milan did for Liberia. AC Milan, I know what they did for Liberia. Whether they ever did anything for Liberia, when they go here, ever know. uh, for 12 years, they pay Susu with our executive mansion. Uh, but who won criminal Alexander Cummings on Unity Party ticket? But when I ever talk about Unity Party, Cummings going on Unity Party ticket? Yeah, I told you, I said, listen, I know my people. I don't read the comments. Now when you see me, I read the comments. I'm done already. I'm done. So I think I will start because I apologize that sometimes I see no sign. But listen, I said it. I said everybody who's supporting UP or anybody who's supporting another person apart from Cummings, when they come on your life, they will not tell you nothing. The other person say, the same guy again, Flomo. He said, but who won criminal Alexander Cummings on Unity Party ticket? Yeah, I told you. I said that all they can say, they can't tell you nothing about Mr. Bwaga. Uh, I saw you drinking Coca-Cola and not Fanta. Ooh. Flomo, what did you do for Liberia? Better still, what did Liberia do for you, for itself? Only Liberians can change that country. When we are willing to support and help our country, everything we want the president to do it. We are lazy and like too much enjoyment and pleasure. Cummings is a good man, but how many people are willing to work with him like George Weah? How many people are willing to work with him? We don't know how to put Mama Liberia first. You are right, Dustin. 100% right. If only ANC folks could focus on selling Mr. Cummings instead of themselves. Well, I think I understand what you're saying. But sometimes it's good to call the people who do that now because I know I'm not supporting, I'm not promoting myself yet. I'm promoting Mr. Cummings, but which is true. They need to concentrate on Mr. Cummings instead of themselves. I agree with you on that. Mr. Cummings is the next president, rain or shine. Liberia will not develop on donor funds. No way. We need innovative and creative leader like Cummings to change the directive. You are 100% right, Joe. You are 100% right. You are 100% right. Flumon Akama, just go on national radio and mention the name Kelua Flomo. Eh, I'm gonna go there but if you read it, if the people really know you on national radio, then you're dumb. Because that nonsense you put there just now, all your comments here ain't make no sense. Then we should go on national radio and mention your name. I mean, I will check you out. Don't worry, Flomo. Let me check you up, yeah? Let me check you up. You see what we do that people don't let them promote themselves. Just go there, go come and in all you see. Let me check you. So let me check you, Flomo. Okay. Flomo, don't worry about you, my friend. I know you'll support Mr. Cummings in the future anyway. JMB all the way. Okay. Somebody now put it there and say Boaka won Cummings as his VP. Cummings gave him Iron Koto. Uh, okay. Another one again. Alex fingering Cummings. Alex fingering Cummings will only be elected in 2029 at the age of 72. Good luck, Mr. Fingering. So, Mr. Boaka will be what? Uh, but it's still, you at least you see, Toga, maybe you understanding yourself, your minds, your brains, your senses are not in the place, so you play on your own self. The first thing you say, so it's like you stay making Alex Cummings to be a loser. You say Alex Cummings will be president in 2029, so maybe you're supporting George Weah, or maybe you're supporting Bouaka, but it makes no sense. So you still trying to say that Alex Cummings is a potential president of Liberia. So you think to you now you're saying something different, but you make sense, but then you don't know that you're making sense. Your lie is sticking in your mouth. Okay, let me go back to Flo. I love to see somebody stupid come and say your lie is sticking in your mouth. That may also go look for him. Your lie is sticking in your mouth. Okay. Well, for today, Flomo is my comedian of the day. He will sleep for 12 hours in the mansion. uh, yep. Firestone, another thing. Uh, tell him, Fala. Tell him. Cummings got nothing to lose if he's not president. I can tell anybody for free. Well, Dustin, I little bit disagree with to say president is not. And let me say this before I close here. Most of us don't know. We got three branches of government. Three. The first branch of government is the legislators. In the legislatures, one man do not make a decision. It's collective, majority, or they will tell you they need 51% to pass a bill or whatsoever. So one man cannot make the difference. They got the executive, but I'll put executive last. At the judiciary, the five the solicitor general, I'm sorry, the chief justices, the chief justice and the associate justices, they all must vote and highest carry it. The executive, only one man make the decision. The executive. That's the brilliant. That's the part of it. One man in Liberia, one man. Everybody work to the will and pleasure of the president. The president can stop corruption if you want to. The president can the executive implement the laws. The president can make any decision within the executive and nobody can ask him. You understand? So that's the thing. The legislatures will pass the budget, they will do this, but the president spend the money. Liberia is a unitary state. The executive determine projects. No county can determine their own project. If the president say, I will not put road in your county, you can go up a county and there will be no road there. Whether you sign it, you sign your damn business. So that's the thing. That's why the president can make the difference in Liberia. The president can make the difference. But senators, no. One man can make the difference. But in the government, executive, the one man can make the difference. The president. But Dustin, when you say, let's suppose we are two until his time is finished. Nobody, in what way? When you say so, you see, we're making a mistake. You're making a mistake, not me making a mistake. The government of Liberia, under the watch of President Weah, make appointments, collect taxes, make all the decisions for government. Everything they make for government. No opposition make appointment. No opposition do anything with controls everything. You think that opposition responsibility? Do you think and you want to believe that opposition sabotaging government? You think that how it work? You think one man can go to another country and say, don't listen to that guy? It don't. All the Liberians who go into Liberia to do business, including yourself, They go there to do business and they fail because the government suppressed them, including yourself. They fail. Then you say, help the God. In what way? When the last time president, we are even invite opposition to talk in the night as a country. When the last time? But you will always say, he never, look, Ellie traveled with George Weah. He came to the UN. Ellie invited George Weah, invited other politicians last minute to time or whatsoever. She talked to politicians. She gave George Weah jobs. She gave Maggie. All these people are working in Ellie government. Did George Weah ever have a breakfast or lunch with any opposition leader or political leader to say, okay, you're not coming have a dinner. Let's talk. We know that you want the job. Man, you're stopping, man. This some of the comment I don't want. I disagree with you, my brother. They collect everything. They take pay. Mr. Cummings pay his taxes. Bwaka pay their own. Everybody. But I know Mr. Cummings pay all his taxes because if he don't pay, he in trouble. If he don't pay it, he's in trouble. They make all the appointments. They make all the appointments. Not Mr. Cummings. Not opposition. Yeah, that's true. That's what they're trying to say. All the other people, even the Joseph Boaka you're talking about today, you show us the job that Joseph Boaka created in Liberia. Since you're talking about Mr. Cummings now, people who supporting Boaka. Boaka ever create jobs in Liberia? Boaka ever had a business in Liberia before? Boaka ever brought companies to Liberia? He ever went out? Since you think that he got contact, he ever went out and brought somebody to that country to work? No. And we told Liberians, wow. Look, y'all will find all kinds of way for this Mr. Cummings man. It's not going to happen. Thank you, Father. You see, I said I don't read the comments, but I sometimes assume what people be talking about. Yeah, and Dustin, you can play that other game here, that time, gain time. Look, nobody overthrowing President Weah, but President Weah time will be over in 6 years. We'll remove him democratically, but we cannot give him another time. In what way? The government of Liberia or any government will call in people to help. Let's come together, unite the country, bring things together. Mr. Weah never had a breakfast, neither a lunch or dinner with any opposition leader. He never even had a conference with journalists of Liberia. Then whole day already, you will say this, you're stopping, man. Dustin, I'm reading your comment now. Yeah, that took I say he stand with Kev assign in prayer too. So he prayed to God for Mr. Cummings not to win. Uh God will answer your question, your prayer. Dustin said we need people that will help our people, not this political teaching. Well, Dustin, at least political teaching, or you got something out of it now because you made a mistake on your last two questions, and now you make another mistake on the political teaching. When you say to help our people, I want you to tell me how many people in Liberia you help that you put their name on the wall and say these are the people that will help. And tell me how many people that you're supposed to be helping Liberia, you got their name on the billboard waiting for them. You help your people back home, you help your family people back home. So I don't have to tell Liberians, and you know how many people I have helped. You know where I worked before, who I gave work to, and you know how many people are helping Liberia. You don't know. I got people who watch me right now. And if I tell them to show themselves, they will start to tell you, Mr. Kishan, help me, Mr. Kishan, all the way in America. So don't tell me we need to, we need help, and we need people that will help our people, not this political teaching. So you just got some of the lesson, and I think you will take it from there. Dustin should be the last person to even ask such a question. You know what I'm saying? You should be the last to even ask such a question. Dustin, Dustin as sedition, you tend to be a sedition or you Joseph Boaka supporter. Dorothy said, Mr. Host, lies will not help you guys for this 2023 election, so please stop. Okay, Dorothy, you can't even tell me anything that I lie on. So once you can't tell me that I lie, that means you just have to sit and listen to me. But there's nothing you can prove that I'm lying about. But it's so sad, Dorothy, you don't even know anything about your country. So everything I'm talking to you, everything I say here, it sounds like a lie to you. Because you see, that's the problem with us Liberians. If I don't know the truth and the man tell me, we never believe nothing anyway. We never believe anything. So what do you think you're gonna believe? The man I'm supporting, that's not the man you're supporting. So who you expect to believe? You want to believe me? But the only good thing is that you have to sit and listen to me. That's all. You listen to me right now. That's the good thing. That is the good thing, Dorothy. At least I gave you some of my little ideas that you're lacking, and at least I helping you now to know some of the truth. I'm laughing because I seen some of the comments on my phone before the other ones, and yeah. Okay, let me get Dorothy off. There is no good health system, poor education system. Where are we going? All these years, oldest country in West Africa. You know all that one. Then you say that we should help and give. All of a sudden, Dustin, man, you confusing me here now. Thank you. You see, I said I don't look at it. You see, the funny part, I don't look at these comments and then people, it like everything I say, everybody talking about it. They come under the post and they will say you lie, but they can't even tell you, say, no, Mr. Host, XYZ. Look, I would not get mad if anybody correct me. If I make a mistake, if I made a mistake and you come out and correct me, I accept it. If it's right, I will tell you, say, oh, okay, I'm sorry, and we'll continue. But you guys will just come and say, you lie, man. Move from here. Eh? So I don't know. And Toga say, call me on your video to show you food and money balance in my bank account now. Ah, y'all see what I talk about some of the stupidness? Y'all see some of the thing I tell you? Toga, you know, he said, call me to show you food and money balance in my bank account. Wow. Yeah, I just told you, I said, only Liberians people can show they get money. They went to school. They got a degree that only Liberians. This guy was sitting in a gathering. He started telling his friend, move from here. You working for $20 an hour. Who are you? They play mad at me. I'm working. I'm making $30 an hour. He there cussing a friend. Your friend trying to say forget it. So one guy came and tap you on the back. He said, how much you make again? $30 an hour. The guy said, look at you, your ass. So he said, I make $200 an hour. The guy said, I make $200 an hour. $200 an hour. I'm not saying a hour. Okay. $200 an hour. He won't talk. I say, you see there? When you sit now, let this young man say, we must come and see food. Nobody asks for food, my brother. We must come and look at bank account. Who cares about your bank account? Your bank account are your bank account, my brother. I got $2 in my bank account. You got $37 in your bank account. That's your business. You running for president? I'm not running for president. And even I got, oh, listen, man. You see, oh, wow. Yeah, I just told you. You see, you not sure yourself. Nobody talk about that. He just jump and he say, you can see food to eat. You got food, yeah, what you want to do? Anyway, maybe that the food for the food bank. Eh, Dorothy, there's something wrong with you too. You know, you don't got nothing to say, Dorothy. You don't got nothing to say. I expect you to say something, but don't say when after 2023 election will be over. Whether you win, you lose, the politics will cease down. So don't say you will keep your mouth shut. But guess what? 2023, you will stop watching too. Because right now we entertaining you. Maybe that's what you enjoying now, but at least we putting some senses in your head too now. Not for nothing because the time you spending on this show here, I know you stay with because if your comment here came in 12:15. Yeah, your comment came 12:15, so that means you're still watching. Yeah. So Dorothy is still on. So you see, Toga, you say, yeah, it's $2 plus. So stop the lies about increasing of gasoline. Oh, but let Toga say he know a damn thing. He say, but Toga send it $2 to me, I will take it. When you send I will take it, yeah, my brother. We love Mr. Collins, but how many people are willing to work with him? Just like how people opposing we are Liberia wake up. No, no, Dustin. I disagree with you. George Weah is his own problem. George Weah was the only man who won, and everybody was switching over to George Weah until he decided to put his foot in his mouth. So don't say how many people willing to work with him. My man, Dusty, man, don't talk like you been in America last. You just from Liberia, eh? Don't make that kind of comment. Joshua got his people he want to work with. So you can't tell me you love Mr. Cummings. I disagree with that either. Okay, Dorothy, stay here. The other comment came 1221. Father Joseph, we were suffering since your Congo people are there again, being in power. Okay, that store is a old, that store is a old store. Doll Dillon store during that story. Damn it, man. Dorothy, I want to think you misspell the story now because all over you had the same store store. I don't know which of the store you're talking about. Which of the story you're talking about? Now store or story you're trying to follow. It's okay. I will put it the way you want to. Father Joseph, we were suffering. We were suffering since your Congo people being in power. How will you even call this man Congo man when his name is Fala and Joseph? But your name is Dorothy. Dorothy, that we should the tribe. I know you're some of Congo man too. Dorothy, but you just calling another man when your Congo people were in power. Okay, that store, you're trying to say story, is a O, it's going to be A-N. A-O store. Story. Dol Delon stole a story during the election, but not anymore. Our people learn the lesson. It can be Land. Dorothy, look, Dorothy, man. Don't come and make yourself look small on the show. Yeah, you forced to post no damn thing. I'm not an English person. I'm not I'm English say give me problem, but do not make all kind of cheap mistakes on the kind of thing. What you are trying to say, Fala Joseph, we were suffering since your Congo people being in power. Okay, that story is an old story, dull Delon story during the election, but not anymore. Our people learn their lesson. They're not Land. They're not Store. So stop posting. Stop writing. You got to make it too long. How you say Land, learn the lesson? When you go to, you say that Liberian way of talking. So you speaking general Liberian people too. Oh, I thought that Jethro said. Jethro not following because I'm waiting for him. He on my post. He can come on my post all the time. That one there, I will campaign against him in that place. Don't worry. Sidiki. What's up, Sidiki? When last you take the Congo people rental property since 1847 in the country? What the hell are you talking about? Toga, I don't really know what you're talking about. Because he said, when last you take the Congo people rental properties since 1847 in the country. I don't know the hell you're talking about. I got you. I got you now. I got you. So you think that because the other people, because you know what, all the people that used to take over from the other people, they are said they corrupt. But let me tell you now, my brother, anybody who take over this government, unless that person corrupt, but if that person not corrupt, they will audit. They will audit every damn thing in this government. Trust me. They playing DV every damn but hit desperate. Not true. Every day they playing DV, but they hate the people in America. You laugh. That's true. No, they know that. They think Cummings Jack gave one. They think Cummings can go to American embassy anytime to get visa. That one they know. Yeah, oh, they get all the deal. They don't work here. Oh. But you know what I'm happy for you for, and Toga. You can't even prove one, but the fact is that you still follow me. This comment came in what 12:35. You still sitting here listening to me. This is my best post and one for the day. And this person is right. After 174 years, every day we talk about Congo people. Don't you think Congo people get a sea? So they all among the native people, they all in between. You know. Uh, thank you, Sidiki. Thank you. And y'all see Sidiki? Sidiki is in Liberia. Sidiki watching from all the way from Liberia. Yeah, very soon, Sidiki, very soon. Thank you, Dustin. Thanks for educating us about Mr. Cummings, and it is better we learn about some of those people who want to become president for our country. Thank you, John. Listen, Dustin, the other people that the people supposed to do that other work then. The people supposed to do that other work. I expect the Boaka people when you come on the post, let them speak for the candidate. But instead of them speaking for the candidate, they will come on your post and insult and tell you, say your candidate are criminal, your candidate are this. But you see, that is where we're beating them on. We're beating them every day. But listen, guys, the Dustin, you ask me, I call him Dustin, I'm my friend. Huh? Dustin is my friend. And I know about any other person, but here myself, we're friends. So when you see me calling his name too much, that means I know him good and he knows me. So, Madeline Mayunga, strong supporter. She's very passionate for Liberia. Wow, my people, y'all come and see that them want to get in power. This old man not respect himself. Shame on him. Okay, thank you, Bob Gray. You know the Bob Jerry, I'll call him Bob Gray. Bob Jerry. Bob and Jared are two first name. Bob and Jerry, two first name. So, and I tell you, his name Bob and his last name Jerry. Jerry, like when they call anybody Jerry, Jerry are stupid people first. He has said, I don't know the meaning of Bob. He don't know the meaning of Bob. He just call him Bob. Okay. He said the old man from 99 step. Yeah, that's true, Bob. I met your old man there before. You know 99? Oh, how you gotta know 99 step? Oh man, Bob, you know the place? I met your man there. I used to go there. I visited 99 step before. I'm a Rocktown boy. When I went there, I met the old man. I think the papi poor oil. I met her there that day. uh Bob Jerry are from 99 step. Oh. So because I'm from 99 step, so y'all see Bob Jerry? This is Bob Jerry. Y'all look at Bob Jerry now. This is the guy they call Bob Jerry. He said this old man from 99 step, but this is the Bob Jerry. Look at him. He joined Facebook 2019. So he stay hyper. He don't even know what he read. You know, look at Bob Jerry. Bob Jerry. Bob. Oh, Bob even requested for friendship and all. Okay, Bob, you can be my friend. Just follow me, Bob. Bob Jerry in church should have Bob Jerry say I'm from 99 step. But anyway, Bob, I just try to check your profile up. I thought you somebody extra, but not you just one of the one that who stay struggling. So Bob Jerry, I'm from 99 step, yeah. I met him there before. I met him there. Cummings cannot make a good president because he is aggressively greedy for the presidency. And because of his greed, he is trying to manipulate the process to get there. Why I would even want to put your comment up, Seth. But I only put it up so that people can see some of the stupidness we can be talking about. That you got no idea, you got nothing to say, you got anything to say. Cummings is greedy for the presidency. Cummings can never be this. Cummings can. But this dude, that what his name again? You know his name? Al Lonely Man Done. You know, sometimes the name you give yourself will make you look stupid. The lonely man he put in between, his name is Al Dunn, but he put lonely man. They say the powers is on the tongue. So remain lonely, my brother. 63, 2 hours. Wow. He said, I got 63 viewers. But they're not 63. Neural hoax. It's not 63. You yourself make it 64. You make it 64. You see, the problem here is that they worry about how many person watching live. But when I finish and you go check on the show, you will see how many person watch, how many people been watching it. So Nora Hoax, y'all know who Nora Hoax is? Y'all know Nora Hoax? Nora Hoax. Nora Hoax put this comment on around 103. She cried more than a bereaved. She said that 63 person watching me after 2 hours. That's a good thing. I never paid them to watch me. I never paid for the views. And you're one of those who make it 63. That is the good thing about it. For you to watch it up to this time and you stay saying how many, so that means you're a good statistician. You are a very good statistician. Yep, a very good comment. No, sit for seeing me in 2023. Good night, Dusty. He gone already. Okay. You see, I don't read a comment before I talk, because when you're speaking, when you're on the show and you're reading the comments, it's hard for you to concentrate. But Perez Zulu asked a question. He said, "What are the legislatures and the judiciary separate branches of government therefore? You want to put everything on Josh Openweir. You lie. We love him, and he is going for 12 years. Don't fight for nothing. 12 years for Weir a show." Well, I thought you were asking question about Perez Zulu. You yourself, you don't even know what you want. The first thing you don't know, I don't know if they ever taught you civics in school, or maybe you wanted a new do, and you don't even know what the branches of government is all about. They got the judiciary branch, they got the legislatures. You don't know which one of them is the first branch of government. The first branch of government is the legislators. Now, their responsibility are to make laws of the country, and the judiciary interpret the constitution of Liberia. The executive implement the laws. So that is why people always look at the government, the executive. Anything goes wrong, we hold the executive because they are the one that implementing the laws. They collect taxes, they do everything. The legislatures pass the taxes, laws, and do everything, but they implement it, they control the money, they do this, they do that. But since you don't know Mr. Perez Zulu, I see why you're voting for CDC, because you're dumb. Because you're dumb, that's why you're voting for CDC. That is why you don't know why we're holding George Weah. But instead, you want us to hold the representative responsible. They can vote from now to judgment, they can pass the budget, they can do anything. But there's nothing they can even vote, give a vote of non-confidence to a minister, and the president can still keep that minister in charge. But you don't know, Perry. That is the worst thing of our country. So you see the kind of work we got to do is hard, because people like you who don't know what you want for yourself, you think your mind, your brain should be slave. As much as I support this man, I'm not a slave to him. I want to support him because I prefer him. He is the only person who showed me something tangible. He's the only one who has shown me something that say this is what, because all our politicians, even including Ellen Johnson, that won, she never explained her platform to Liberian people. But they took advantage of Liberians. They took advantage. The 2017 election, nobody showed us a platform. Everybody just went there and talk and say and were just looking for people to follow them. You know what I'm saying? So you see the big difference? But Perez Zulu, because you yourself, you don't know, my brother. So that's why you think that we're not supposed to hold George where we should hold the legislatures, but you're dumb. They're not legislature job. The legislature, they done that, they did it already. They gave him all the power. They gave everything he wanted. They passed the budget. They did everything for him. So Perez Zulu, you need to know about your country, yeah? Or else you remain like that. And even if you make your own money for yourself, if you go home or if you're in Liberia right now, you will not succeed because the government going to suppress you. Stay because you don't know your rights. You don't know your rights. What's up, Regina? How's everything? Thanks for your contribution today, man. That's truth. They do not. They don't. That's all they do. That's all. I never see them. They will come and put something good to challenge you, but instead they will just come with stupid things. Okay, yeah, yeah. He said, yeah, I just told you. I said, they plenty. You are running a losing battle. Cummings is not aware of happiness in their country. You hear that again? You hear it again? Another dumb. Another Liberians who don't even know way forward or backward or where to go. Just stuck living in the past. Now he say he or she, because some the name, all the name now, you can know that man name. Nasi Bro. Nasi Bro. Mr. Cummings don't even he's not even aware of happening in Liberia in his country. You see that? Liberians. Nora Hawks, next school graduate. Which are the school again? Who graduated from next school? Nora Hawks. Nora Hawks. There's somebody graduated from next school. Why you are in a class with them too? How you say somebody graduated from next school? You are in the same class with the person, man. And the only way is all to know that oh. Nora Hawks from all the way Baltimore. She said next school graduate. You see, I told you I said like Brent put it. When they put I talk about education, she said up oh maybe she talking about me. I don't know who graduated from next school, my people. I am following live from Banga, Bon County. Ooh, all the way from Banga. Welcome. Thank you very much. From all the way Banga. Thank you for watching. Father Joseph from Sierra Leone. Now, the person say Father Joseph from Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone Kisi people plenty behind Freetown Boaka. Do Liberians really know who Boaka is? Close my mouth. Boaka will surprise them. But I will say Father Joseph from Sierra Leone too now, my brother, and CB. Charleston Sion. Charles and Charleston Sion. That one owner, I know. I will say Father Joseph from Sierra Leone. We need a president who have a town in Liberia. I don't know what you mean. President who have a town in Liberia. Rose Russell. We will vote for a land Loma man anytime than a Sierra Leone Kisi man. But why you fussing with the man for? Yeah, Nora, you gotta stay watch. You got no choice. Do you know that I have been watching your show constantly about 2 years now, just so you know. But Nora, why you think I call your name? I don't see your name so many times. Then you ask me if you think I don't know. Eh? Although you're not my friend on Facebook, but I know that you watch my show. This is not my first time coming across Nora Hook's name. So listen, don't spoil the nice school people now. Now by the writings you will know. Eh? And not from the writing because they get some people who grad from that school, they smart, man. They got people who grad from that school, they smart. uh General and his ANC business. Good thing. I am not a party of any political party. I'm not part of any political party. No problem. That's the good thing. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. It was a fun. It's a pleasure talking to you. Okay, let me look for Nora. Nora Hooks, I see you follow me all the time. And I will send a friend request. Nora live in Maryland. Okay, guys. Thanks very much for watching. But let me leave this with you. I know we might have our political differences. I might support someone that you don't like, and you will support someone that I don't like. But the biggest thing is that it's about Liberia. But I think it is time that we put Liberia first. We might say this and that, we might be, but what I want you to do, it is your right to support whoever you want to support. It is your right. I'm not holding you responsible, and I think you should not hold me responsible. I don't think it's fair enough for me to come on your post to insult you or to use words that would demean you. Public officials, it is your right to criticize them. It is your right. Criticize them. It is your right to ask questions. But if you are from another party and you supporting another candidate and I'm a supporter and I try to compare the records, it is your right to come out and debunk my statement and say something about your candidate. But what I notice you guys are not doing it, so it's like you're giving me leverage. You're giving me more time to campaign because you're not even challenging me. I say Mr. Cummings is the best. Mr. Boaka is not the best. But instead of you defending Mr. Boaka, you insulting Mr. Cummings. Then what you do, you give me more power. But if you defend Mr. Boaka and debunk the message and compare it, then I got more work to do. But notwithstanding, everybody in Liberia know Mr. Cummings, Mr. Boaka. Right now, I'm consider our group as the underdog. You know why? Election is not today. It's not tomorrow. Election is 2023. The race is not to the swift, but the one who endures to the end. So we all running. We on the track right now running, and I'm doing everything to run. So if you think that because you won the race yesterday and you're going to win it today, and we're all practicing, we're all training, you got a wrong mindset. If you think you will win because in 2020, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, you came second into a race, and you think this time you will come first or second because we are practicing and you are professional, you get yourself to blame, my brother or sisters. So, if you in the first place and you don't perform to continue to remain in the first place, you will go down to the second place. It's reality. So, understand this. Election was 2027. There were people who were 13 years old when our election came on 2027 and 2017. At the time, they were 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2023. They will be 19 years old. Those that were 12 years old, 27, 2023, they will be 18 years old to vote. And there are a lot of young children who are registering. Lot of young children who are registering today. And by the time the election commission start to register, so don't be surprised. In 2022, we'll get more Liberians registering. So you continue to sit back and insult one man and think that he's not striving, he's not making this, he's not doing that, he nobody know. But this is the only man who have visited every counties in Liberia and still visiting counties. Exclude even President Weah. President Weah have not gone through 73 districts. Not all the district he visited. You know that? President Weah, not everywhere he visited. Yeah. President Weah, I'm not too sure if he even went Bopolu. Whether he went Bopolu, he said he ain't go there yet. But he won Bopolu in the second round based on his people who were there to campaign. But you see the first elections, everybody, there were people who I met in 2018 when I was running campaign in 2018. I met people who said they never saw Joshua, but they voted for Joshua based on the people they don't know that they know. So please continue. We're doing what we're supposed to do. The men are down, fear no fall. I'm already to the ground. You already count me out. So right now I'm doing everything possible. I would not stop until the final whistle. When you're going into a game, you got two options to either win or lose. And I'm going into the game with plan A. There's no plan B. My plan B will kick in when plan A fails. But for now, we are going straight for plan A. Until we can get the plan A, then we'll talk about plan B. But for now, you continue giving all your smart talks. Don't go and campaign. Don't talk to Liberian people. This election is not the same. This election, the Liberian people will not give you a blank check. You know why I say this? Maybe you don't follow the history of Liberia. Every time the election is over, all the politicians leave. Everybody go home. It's proven. Where's Mel Jones? Where's Medela Cooper? Where's Jonathan Mason? Where's Dew Mason? Where's Dr. Kier? Where is Wapo? Where is all these different people? 22 candidates. Out of the 22 candidates, the only people you see today around is George Weah, Joseph Boakai, Alex Cummings, Bernard Ure. That's it. 4 out of 22 candidates. Only 4 you see. Then we got a new one, Cassell. Then we got Gonglo. You see there? Okay. Out of these candidates, out of these 5, Alex Cummings was the only one after the election, rested for 3 months, started going around the counties to tell people thank you for the opportunity. He went to all the counties. He continued to go to all the counties that when people caught themselves. President Weah never visited no county until after 3 years. Mr. Boakai never stepped anywhere after 3 years. He never went back to the people to tell them thank you for their vote or whether they lost the election. He never went back. George Weah never told the people thank you till after 3 years. And still he never visited all the counties. But Ellis Cummings continued to visit the counties. And when Ellis Cummings was chairman of CPP, that is when the Liberian people saw the strength of CPP. There was no problem. Ellis Cummings was speaking. He was on the back of the government. That's where everybody knew that if we allow this group to stand, George Weah got no chance. But they did what they could do. They infiltrated because they know our people, they are not trusted. They are not trusted. Our officials, our politicians, they are corrupt. They are easy to be manipulated. They are very easy. Very easy. If you say you put a group together for the sole purpose for check and balance to look at this government, the group was not put together for one person. It was not put together to make Ellis Cummings president or make Boakai president. Everybody came in. They are all first division. They are all political parties. Go to the convention. Go there. Whoever win will be the next standard bearer. Oh no, but because they think that it was going to just sit back and just play its own. Liberians want nothing new. The power is in the hands of the people, not in our politicians. We still believe in the people of Liberia. You can be a sedition. You can be somebody from, I don't know where, you voted for George Weah. Don't blame yourself. You make the decision. No decision is right until it is right. You made your decision. If you want to vote for him again, so be it. But you got an option. You either keep what you have or you continue to change. You can't go backward. You can't go backward. If your life is good, vote for George Weah. If you live in a better life, if Liberia is a better place right now, you can keep George Weah. Because anybody who tells me that Liberia is a better place right now, that means They are not patriots. That means they don't love their people. They don't love their country. If you tell me that Liberia, no one person can solve Liberia. Nobody can solve the problem. Even the great United States, as president come, the problem continue. But there should be improvement on every administration. Even what is his name? Donald Trump had some good moments. You know what I'm saying? Every government from 1847, as government come, government goes, things got to improve, not to go backward. Nobody expect President Weah to have to solve the problems from 1847, but everybody expect change as we go back, because what you preach, what you told the people, what you complain about, you doing it. Always the liberators are the suppressors. You cry on Ellen Johnson, you did this, you did. Now you're doing the same thing and you pretending like you're not doing it. And we see people going through hardship. Schools, public schools now is almost 7,000 liberty. How many Liberians, ordinary Liberians, can afford 7,000 liberty? Do you know about 7,000 liberty? They got people who selling. They don't make that money before they pay their children's school fees. But they got other people who helping to pay children's school fee US dollars, because some of them can afford it. Some of them working. Liberians are not lazy people, but we're not empowering them. We're not telling them what to do. So the future of Liberia is in your hands and your own future. If Liberia is doing good, you can keep George Weah. If Liberia is not doing good, find another person to do the job. But we can't go backward. We can't go back to the UP days either, because the UP days had their own flaws. They did what they could do, but we still got better people who will do a better job than George Weah. This is our government is not about one person. George Weah is not the government is not George Weah. But because the president lacked teamwork, so he feels that everything is him. So, guys, you can go ahead. If you want to join the CDC and the opposition to suppress another opposition, it's fine. 2023 we'll decide on that day. If Mr. Cummings don't win, fine. I will be proud that yes, I'd rather lose with Cummings than to win with corrupt people. Yep. I'm not a perfect man, but I'm an honest guy. This guy, he's not perfect, but he's honest. He has integrity and empathy. He know what it takes if a father cannot feed his children. He know what it takes when a mother cannot even take care of their own child in the house or send a child to school because he slept on the floor before. He used to go and collect his man Doka Flair money. He was not born with silver spoon, but God bless him and he's trained and he's steady. Look, someone said, but yes, his blessing is different from my blessing. You know what I'm saying? They got other people who are richer than him. They got other people who are smarter than him. But that's how God made us. It's not equal. All the fingers are not equal. But we got to learn to respect each other. He loved his country, Liberia. You love your country, Liberia. We are not no Liberian than others. We shouldn't allow corrupt politicians to change our lives. They've been doing it a long time. Their times is over. It is time that we put end to it. If they want to run, let them tell us what they're doing for our country. Ask them what they're going to do. Now, you can ask Mr. Cummings what he's going to do. You can't ask Mr. Cummings what you did because Mr. Cummings never worked in government. But you can ask Joe Boakai what you're going to do and what you did because he worked in government for years. He was with LPMC, LPRC, agriculture, 12 years vice president. So we got the right to ask a question. Show us some of your work. Don't just explain. Show us some of your work. Show us some of your work. You don't need to explain because you're already there. Let us see it written. All the information that came out, they fired Mr. Boakai to all his jobs. The only job that never fired Mr. Boakai because he was elected is the vice president. But Ellen almost fired him again because Ellen was trying to replace the man in the second round. So you see there? Show us, people, show us something. But I can show you what Mr. Cummings did in his private life, in his place that he worked, his performance, how he was never one day written out. He was audited throughout his career for 20 years, almost 20 years in Coca-Cola, apart from Pittsburgh Food Company to Coca-Cola, from manager, regional manager up to executive vice president, the number 2 man or Liberian, we should be proud of. Then you want to play with integrity. Do you know when you're working in corporate, you think that just what you think that because of your color or your whatsoever, if you don't perform and make that money, especially the color, you won't survive. Even if we don't want Mr. Cummings, you don't need to cuss him up. You don't need to damage him. And that is why he said, I ready, you will shoot me, I can put a gun to my head. But what I believe in is what I believe in. And he's the only politician that has not changed. Since 2016 to now, he has not changed. Go and listen to his statement. Listen to his statement. What he said yesterday, he's still saying it today. In fact, he improved on it. So, thank you very much. I will want you to listen to the watts, the 5 watts and how of Mr. Cummings. His plans, what we need to do, how long we live for, how long Liberia been around, 174 years old. But yet, our country, we still doing the same old thing. We're not even asking. It's not about who. You don't need to know the person. Just know the platform. So guys, have a good day. God bless you. And just listen to what Cummings is saying. This is Cummings' platform.
Kokolioko, 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 chicken they grow for day.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently. And that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water,
and is internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our fifth priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people. Process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government. Because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they grow for day.
Mr. Cummings, Alexander Cummings, keep on the explode. The leaders I love, the ones I trust so much, they made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. He gave me a leader with love for his people. He gave me a leader who would deliver us from poverty. God look at Liberia with mercy from him high. He gave me my ABC, now he wants me in my way. Somebody give me chance. ABC coming, somebody give me chance. I'm talking the talk and do, somebody give me chance. Talk and do, somebody give me chance. The Cummings, the talk and do, somebody give me chance. For better education, somebody give me chance. For good health system, somebody give me chance. For good infrastructure, somebody give me chance. Oh, somebody give me chance. Okay. Way back, you are giving me corporate. Way back, you are giving me small money. And you tell me say you are coming to face the road. And you tell me say you are coming to face the school. And you tell me say corruption was going to finish. God look at Liberia with mercy from him high. He gave me my ABC, now he wants to in my way. Please give me chance. I said get up for him my face, somebody give me chance. ABC coming, somebody give me chance. Alexander B coming, somebody give me chance. He coming with his partner, somebody give me chance. Solonte, Jeremiah Solonte, somebody give me chance. Solonte, Jeremiah Solonte, somebody give me chance. Somebody give me chance. Somebody Talk and do. We talking but talk and do. Somebody give me chest. Talk and do. We talking but talk and do. Somebody give me chest. I said you tell a plenty talking. Somebody give me chest. Talk, 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 talk. Somebody give me chest. Talk, 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 talk. Somebody give me chest. Oh, somebody give me chest. The little Zala, the one Zala, the one Zala, so my, they made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. He gave me my ABC, now you want to stay my way. He gave me my ABC, now you want to stay my way. He gave me my breakthrough, now you want to stay my way. Enemies of progress, now you want to stay my way. Please give me chest. I'm talking but I can do. Please give me chest. Alexander B. Cummings, please give me chest. For good education, please give me chest. For good infrastructure, please give me chest. I say good health system, please give me chest. Oh, somebody give me chest. Give me chest. The little Zala, the ones I love, the ones I love so much. They made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. He gave me a leader with love for his people. He gave me a leader with labor from poverty. God look at Liberia with mercy from his heart. He gave me my ABC, now you want standing my way. Somebody give me chest. ABC coming, somebody give me chest. I'm talking the talk and do. Somebody give me chest. Talk and do. The Cummings the talk and do. Somebody give me chest. For a good education, somebody give me chest. For better infrastructure, somebody give me chest. For a good health system, somebody give me chest. Oh, somebody give me chest. You tell a plenty talking, somebody give me chest. Talk, 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 talk. Somebody give me chest. Talk, talk, talk. I'm talking but talk and do. Somebody give me chest. Talk and do. The Cummings the talk and do. Somebody give me chest. Talk and do. Corruption that in his blood. I talk and do. Stealing that in his blood. They coming. Somebody give me chest. His nothing with blood. I'm talking the talk and do. Somebody give me chest. Talk and do. The Cummings the talk and do. Somebody give me chest. For a good education, somebody give me chest. For better infrastructure, somebody give me chest. For a good health system, somebody give me chest. Oh, somebody give me chest. You tell a plenty talking, somebody give me chest. Talk, 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 talk. Somebody give me chest. Talk, talk, talk. I'm talking but talk and do. Somebody give me chest. Talk and do. The Cummings the talk and do. Somebody give me chest. Talk and do. Corruption that in his blood. I talk and do. Stealing that in his blood. I talk and do. His nothing with blood. I talk and do. I'm talking but talk and do. Somebody give me chest.
You see that? That is Alex Cummings. Sometimes we don't know who is this individual. Suppose say, oh, Muni, you stay too long on the internet. Don't get vexed. That unlimited. And not in Liberia. In Liberia, nobody go 2 hours on internet. Nobody go 3 hours on internet. Don't get vexed with me. That's my time. I the one there. Don't get vexed. Don't cry. I'm going to be real family now. But a lot of people don't know Mr. Cummings. Who don't want to know him. The only people that know Mr. Cummings are the real Liberians. The ones then who on the other side don't know Mr. Cummings because they don't want to know Mr. Cummings. But if we were to just talk about individuals who have done a lot for Liberia, Mr. Cummings have done a lot compared to any Liberian, and I challenge, nobody will argue with that. Nobody can challenge me on that. This man have done a lot, even before he became president. You all saw the video there? You remember when Joel Howard was the one who presented that program was held in Mr. Bwaka's house. Joel Howard presented the thing to Mr. Cummings and said, yes, this a Liberian who sacrificed for this country. This man, when he was not even running for president, don't you know that this man was able to secure money for Liberia for Ebola? He was able to raise up to $4 million worth of drugs. And the government, the people, Coca-Cola came and presented. You saw that? You saw the white people then? They gave him the highest honor in the country. You don't know. He don't brag about it. He don't go around bragging that this and that. He's not a judge who went according to this man, according to his title. We should be proud of Cummings. The government of Liberia honor him. He did things that no Liberian have done to Liberia before. When Liberia was in need, Ebola time. But you don't know. That's why sometimes I get pissed off with some people because we refuse to give the message out. We need to let people know what this man did. Which of the Liberian politician or the Liberian single Liberian who went out there was successful to come back and look at the entire BWI and gave them a 350 kVA generator to electrify the entire school today, the generator that was given by Mr. Cummings. 160 some more $1,000 he paid for it. Which of the ordinary Liberian who took 30,000 US dollars to furnish, to rebuild, to furnish the computer lab of the University of Liberia? $2 million worth of scholarship. And just in Liberia, in Maryland, they filled the 850,000. Why? Other Liberian politicians came, they left. They lost the election, they're gone. They're keeping the money. This man foundation employs people and going around the country helping hospitals and building clinics. The only STEM school in Liberia today, the only STEM school. Other countries around the world produce and investing. There's a school in Kawa for catering and plaiting hair and doing for adults. And when they graduate, he gave them loan to go do the business. He don't brag about it. He don't tell nobody. He said it any day. Look, if Mr. Cummings don't win, he will still go back to do it because he enjoyed doing that. You know how Mr. Cummings look like? Warren Buffett, just sitting. Bill Gates, all the kind of just sitting at the money, making the money working for us. I'm not saying Mr. Cummings like them. I'm not saying he rich like them. No. Not even near the toe. But for what God gave him, he happy. He's not looking for job again. Mr. Cummings he's not looking for job. He don't need to work. Mr. Cummings, after 2017 election, Coca-Cola called him back to work. He said, no, I retire. Before they even gave the position out. Y'all don't know that? But because when y'all hate people, y'all don't want to know about them. Because we hate each other, we don't want to know about the person. We don't like to see some people succeeding. But we love corrupt people. We love to see corrupt rich politicians. We love to see the one who continue to steal the country money that kept us or keeping us into poverty. That's the one we raise up. Oh yes, Edwin Snow, and that is a man. You see Edwin Snow house. Oh, you see Joey car. They will do it to you too. You will go home, you build a good house. They will tell you, say, your pa and ma are working in government. They will tell you the same thing. I was in Liberia 2018. I went to the gas station to Douala. Tinted glass. I got down to go in the place. The guy said, look at the one. I didn't want stealing our government money. I saw the guy. I said, I want to take all the tin from the car straight. I'm telling you. But that's how we bring people down. Instead of being proud. Mr. Cummings not looking to be president because he want money. That he won't get money from Liberia. But anybody that you know the system of Liberia, that's the only way Liberia can change from the presidency. Not senators, not representatives. Only the executive, one man make the decision. The legislators, group. But you people, a lot of Liberians don't know. Sometimes they say, well, blame the legislators. No. They passed the law. Even they passed the law in favor of the executive still got power. The executive wanted to pass the $10,000 whatsoever, but they still got the power. The poor gave them everything. The executive, they say check and balance, but even the executive can really chester this. It's not that the legislature can chester the executive. You can just talk from now to judgment day. That's it. They're not in America. America is a different place. They're not Liberia. Liberia, forget it. All of them partisan. But you get somebody or Liberian. Even if you don't want him, do you think you have to accuse him? Do you think you have to call him names? Somebody who work hard for the money. My people, listen. Even if the system right in America, the man came from nowhere, he went all the way to the top. We can be proud of him for one, for God's sake. Eh? He worked hard for his money. Unless you never live out of Liberia. But you live in America and still you want to disrespect Mr. Cummings. And some of us who making $2 an hour, we know how it look like for you to make that $2 an hour. You know how honest you got to be and on time for that job. And you want to disrespect or Liberian because that's not your father, that's not your brother, that's not nobody that you want, or because you don't like him, you envy him. That's how I see it. Or because he said he running for president so that the worst thing he ever did in his life. What goes around comes around. You might think politics are dead again, but sometimes the dead again turn around to bite you. Yep. So some of us, if you think that Mr. Cummings is not the right person, but there are other good Liberians out there. We can't sit back and allow the bad people to win. You can't sit there and allow the bad people to get over. Look at your rich people. Look at your millionaires in Liberia today. Ask yourself the question: what type of business Edwin Snow? Where Edwin Snow work? Which of the business Edwin Snow was doing that make him to be a millionaire today? The house alone more than his 12 years salary. Ask yourself. Ben Ayure just started doing business. But my people, is that how Liberia going to be, that we should glorify corrupt people and suppress honest people? It don't have to be Mr. Cummings. We got Destor Cassell who worked for his money and gone back home and running. It might be the same problem too. But I'm not supporting Cassell, I'm supporting Mr. Cummings. You got Tier 1 Gonglo in Liberia. He's an honest guy. You think Liberian want to see him? You think Liberian love the kind of people they would like him? They will want him to plead a case for them, the poor man lawyer. They will love it. But when he get into politics, no, he's not the type. But do you think Liberian want honest people to lead? Because they will stop, they will say, oh, I bet you the same politician, if Tiawan Gonglo is in a race today, they will suppress him because you know what? They're not the kind of man they're looking for. Tier 1 is not the kind of man they're looking for because they believe that Tier 1 will go against them. They believe that Tier 1 Gonglo will suppress them too. I'm not supporting Tier 1 Gonglo, I'm supporting Mr. Cummings for president. But I'm only telling you that a lot of good people in Liberia that we don't want. What happened with us? But yet and still we complain about Liberia. We complain that our leaders are bad. And our biggest problem in Liberia, leadership, governance problem is the problem in Liberia. It's the problem. If you ask me now, you say, Muni, put a team together. If you ask me right now, you say, I'm going to put a team together. I will tell you, say, Mr. Cummings president, Mr. Tewon Gonglo vice president. That the first one will put together first. Then, you know what I say? I will take what they uh, for I'm talking about the justice minister. I got so many people I can put on the line for justice minister. Nibani Wonder, even the Kofi Woos and Vorder, all these people. Somebody, Jerome Vorder, whether you can like it or not. These are people who look. We are not honest people. We're not perfect. No one is perfect. God, no man under the sun is perfect. But what you should have is honesty. Because you make mistake. You know, if an honest man made mistake, he come back and say, I'm sorry. But anybody who don't say I'm sorry and don't take responsibility, they're not honest. Anybody that don't take responsibility and tell you say I'm sorry, but so they're not honest. Yeah, they're not honest people. People who like to love to put the blame on other people and don't want to take the blame, they're not honest. Yeah, I'm telling you. But do you think Liberians love that team? It will be in the interest of Liberians, but they themselves don't know. A perfect leader or good governance will be in the interest of the commoners than the politicians. The corrupt politicians will not like it because the system will not work for them again. Why today you think LEC is going through problems? You think LEC is going through problems because of the common man who's stealing the small little light to put one light bulb in his house? No. It's because of the government officials that got free current that running 24/7. The president of Liberia running 24/7, the vice president get 24/7 in their private places. Then all the ministers doing the same thing. So they're getting a lot of free current. That is why that all the problem. That's not a common man who's stealing one little light bulb. I talk to y'all, man. Y'all have a good day. And let God bless us all. Okay, let me see. Lofa Zo. Lofa Zo say, you are a liar. By the time you get in power, you will be worse. Okay, he said Mr. Cummings a liar. Lofa Zo, you're right. Because if you say the man is a liar, then how you call Joseph Boaka? Another Molba Kesseli. He said, you say Indian man go sleep. Indian man go sleep. ABC Sport ANC Political Road. Molba Kesseli, all the way from Lofa County. At least the other Molba Kesseli are working with ANC is a smart guy. He's a smart kid, smarter than you, my brother. Thank you, Miada. Thank you for teaching, for putting a sense. A woman, a woman just put a sense into Molba Kesseli head. But this Molba Kesseli, no relation with the Molba Kesseli, who is the office assistant or special assistant of Mr. Cummings. Because that kid, he's a smart kid. He's smarter than this Molba Kesseli. But I don't think this Molba Kesseli is the one. Maybe that's a fake name. So he just got it there. But guess what? You can tell that it's fake because I think that's a woman. He put a woman picture there. So what they're doing now, they're using other people's names on their profile and making it look as if uh, 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 oh, there's a Paul Molba Kesseli that called me Indian man. That's a good thing. He's from Lofa County. And we told you say they are very tribalistic and like what Heron Costa say tribalistic or whatsoever. They are the one from Lofa County. But you know the good ones from Lofa County, They understand the truth. So anyway, according to him, he said he's still living in Virginia. He's living in Virginia. But anyway, guys, we'll still teach them a little bit. Don't worry about that. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Yep, that's what they do. That's what they do. But anyway, I was already done and I just decided to come and just give that last part and I got to get ready tomorrow. I got other things to do. But I will be on tomorrow again, maybe in the afternoon. And soon we'll be in Liberia, be broadcasting Liberia. So election is 2023. Don't worry. Who all want to say anything about Mr. Cummings? And hopefully I will be having Mr. Cummings one-on-one with a conversation. We'll be having a conversation here myself. So I will let you know what time and when it will happen. So fine. Maybe Tiawan Gonglo myself will have a conversation too because he's my friend on Facebook. Okay. Y'all have a good day. This is Munel Kishen, aka the General. Ew. Tidere, 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 tidere. Pam, paran, tan, tarara, dan, ho. JB Yombly, you reign. Ellis Cummings will be president. Joshua JB Yombly. Ellis Cummings will be president. That's it. No matter what you do, no matter how long a lizard still in the water, it will always be a lizard, whether you go up and come down. Remember, whenever you go in the bush to pick your little medicine, the one you bend it down to, be careful that somebody don't know medicine. You know what I'm saying? What goes around comes around. You can chase a black car in the day. When you find it, you can find it in the night. So be careful. When you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. If you live in the glass house, don't throw stones. You know what I mean? You in the glass house, then you throw in stone. You know when I throw one stone, what will happen? Everything will smash. Okay. So bye. Y'all have a good day. Y'all love each other. Love your country, Liberia. And y'all have a good day. And to all those of you who watch me today, I want to say thank you. And the ones that who are giving a little smart talk, I want to say thank you. And we are still Liberians and we are still friends. And I still love you. So maybe you might change your mind or you don't change your mind. Election is just 50 plus one vote. It don't have to be 60. It don't have to be 70. It's just 50 plus one. So I am not in that business to convince everybody. Yeah. If I convince everybody, I mean, I don't do the thinking. So bye for now. Bye.